Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tales from the Shadowlands. We're coming at you live from Game Room 5 from Tavern of Tales in Boston. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jake, and these are our lovely players. Playing Austin, or rather playing Eidolon, we've got Austin.
Hello, everyone.
The game plays you.
Yes.
We've got Jason playing White Scales.
Hello, everyone.
Lily playing Sir Gwydion.
Pleasure to meet you all again.
Quinn playing Ashrin.
Hey, gamers.
And Nico is playing Glimmer.
Hello, that's me.
Thanks, Nico. As I said, we are Tavern of Tales. We are a board gaming bar in the Mission Hill neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts. We set up this stream so that we could stick together through these strange and difficult times and hopefully entertain you folks along the way. Isn't that nice? If you're looking for something else to do with your time in lockdown, we also have a free online Dungeons and Dragons campaign set in the world of Eberron. Play with me and these lovely folks as you become an exquisite aeronaut on the hunt for a city lost to history. We run every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday night from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m., and we do sign-ups at 5 p.m. on the day before. So we're actually signing up for the sessions that are going to be running right on Saturday, so there's still time to get in and make a character and sign up. Last night, the party I ran for thwarted an assassination and hijacked an airship against all odds from the dastardly pirate bad guys called the Plunder Brigade, while dragging an ogre behind them on a chain through the river to make an ogre jet ski. It's always fun, and we love to have you join in. To learn more about it, you can join our Discord at tavernoftales.com/DND. That's D as in Dungeons, N as in Nothic, and D as in Dragons. And with those announcements out of the way, let's begin. My recap. Last time, the party regrouped briefly before taking on the elf trapped in the cage of an ancient justice golem, a huge machine made to look like the absent god of construction, Gorgast, with chain links for beards, and it would grab people and put them in his belly for transportation to the ancient police as they were. Throughout the tense battle, their temporary allies, Douglas and Thomas, both fell to the machine with a little bit of help from Eidolon, as it threatened to do the same to the others, especially White Scales. The party gathered what they could from the remains of the entity inside the cage, the white-handed, white-paled face elf with the lazy eye, known as Garrick Heartkeeper. He's also known as the Scourge of Westward, and his head is worth a pretty pound, 60,000 golden wheels. And that represents a ticket for this budding party to get out of their debt and into freedom. They also found a gem-encrusted dagger, a stone with infernal writing, and what appears to be a coded ledger of some sort with transactions and code names within. Inside, they found a letter from Garrick himself, who claimed to be speaking to and working with Bolstair, the absent god of death of this world. They also summoned an imp named Ketch, using the stone with the infernal writing on it. He's an ornery and rude little red dude, desperate to trap the party in a contract, giving away their souls. Unfortunately for him, they also know his true name, and they are not obliged to give up any part of their souls to compel him to their service. We rejoin our party as they emerge from a sewer tunnel and back into the ruined fields of the old city. It's just before dawn, and the party is about a half day's travel back to St. Gertrude. It is the second Mord's Day of Piketide, year 996 of the Great Silence. The day is named for the goddess of truth and knowledge, the month is named for the god of war, and the year is named for their absence from this world. What would you like to do?
Well, it is a lovely morning. Do we all need a long rest?
I would appreciate that. Do we know that if the roads are like safe to camp on?
You are in like a ruin field, so they're inhabited by monsters of the sort. Traveling can never be said to be safe.
Okay, but if we set a watch, it's not like we're not going to get destroyed.
Do you have the ability to tell the future?
No, not yet.
There you go.
Working on that one.
It's hard to say.
Chief.
I mean, you could get slammed by a meteor tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
My concern is that in our current state, we wouldn't be able to defend ourselves out here.
Well, I'm completely fine. I mean, I'm pantsless, but I'm fine.
Yes. Do you want to like stay outside town so that we can get you some pants so you're not walking through the city with pantsless?
I mean,
it's a
yes,
city
I
dedicated
do
to
have
a saint,
reputation to
so
uphold.
maybe
Yes.
a reputation of wearing pants.
Of being very fabulously and finely dressed, yes.
Okay, so we
If
should
it
get you
comes
pants.
down to it, we can do some disguise pants, I believe. So don't worry about that.
Disguise pants.
Yeah, would it be
yes.
possible to minor illusion pants?
It's a 5x5 foot cube, isn't it?
It is, but the thing about minor illusion is that you can't like move it and you can't make it move
Yeah.
unless you're
Right.
a wizard.
So there's just a static pair of pants and his legs are like clipping through it.
It's like the Jimmy Neutron movie.
Like the pants model glitched.
Yep, and you'd have to like cast it like every 6 seconds, so you'd be behind Gwydion as he moved, like snapping your fingers.
Uh-huh. Where the
Yeah.
I'm
pants
here
hang,
for your
everybody.
plan. If you want to do this for my own
I think-
amusement, I will agree.
I think
Like I said, people at home, your players are going to make up their own problems.
I think you, Sir Gwydion, should stay outside town. We'll go and get you some pants. I can't guarantee how fashionable they'll be.
Would
We'll
rather
get
go
How far away
in
from
and
town are we? We might be able to sew a pair of pants in this time.
I like Arden's suggestion of a pants heist.
I also think that
I
perhaps
can work with that.
all
I can work
stay
with it.
outside the city, only because our very esteemed bounty is very, very contagious, and there's absolutely no way they're going to let us in with this contagious head into the city.
That's implying
like
they know that
rappers.
we have the head.
Yeah, it's wrapped up. We could just say, oh, it's a couple of rotten apples.
I could also
No,
probably.
Glimmer, I think I'd like to think that I'm not the smartest egg in this bunch, but that
like to
doesn't
think
seem like the
that.
best idea to just.
I mean, we could be truthful and say that it's the head of a bounty. I mean, they're gonna see a head, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, it really is a head of a bounty." That way, we're not in trouble.
But it's
Well, yes,
a
but then
we
they're
were
going
just
to check
the
his
head.
gums.
What if we would just, go to, when we get to the city, we call one of the singing crows to the gates to inspect it, and also they bring me a pair of pants. I mean, they could do that,
That's
right?
that's a good
Problem
idea.
I don't know
Yeah,
how-
sure.
So, how far away are we from like the city again?
You're about like a half day's travel.
I mean, I would be fine with marching onwards today
Sure, it's fine.
or
I would also-
overnight, whatever you guys want.
Just like to point out that if we were to hide the head in my cloak here, they didn't check me last time.
Well, let's not get your cloak dirty and contagious.
I thought it was
think-
wrapped up.
It is.
Oh,
but
it is.
There's still a risk. Social distance.
Get that shit out of here. I don't want to think about real right now.
Sir Gwydion's plan of getting the singing crows to meet us at the gate with pants is a good one. That's fine.
Fair enough.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes. Yes, you had a good idea. I'm commending you for that.
Oh my god. The gods do exist. I don't. This isn't like you're not bullshitting me right now, right?
No, it's
Never had
a
a
good
good plan in
idea.
my life. This is fantastic. Okay, let's go. Round of beers on me as soon as I get pants. And like,
Okay.
oh, also you owe me 10 gold.
Oh, I do.
Yes.
Well, you. Okay, yeah. You didn't go down, although you did go inside of the belly of a beast and were covered in jungle juice. But okay.
Yes, speaking of the jungle juice, how are you feeling, Sir Gwydion? Because you were
I'm hardy
a
as all
lot of
hell
proximity to slime.
I'm hardy as all hell. I'm ready to go. I can take on absolutely anything right now. You guys do not have to worry. I will protect all of you.
Okay. Let's go.
The party begins the travel south, back through ruined streets towards the city of St. Gertrude. Eidolon, you wanted to attune to the dagger along the way? Okay.
If possible.
So as you attune to it, you automatically learn its properties and what it is meant to do. It is a +1 dagger, first of all. It is also, its name is Promise Keeper.
Interesting.
And if you perform a 1-hour ritual with a creature's DNA, it lets you learn the location of that creature in like a hot and cold fashion. So as you get closer to the creature, the dagger warms in your hand.
I love this already.
And it's getting warmer as you approach the city.
Interesting.
What was the last person that he said he was searching for? Was it?
The letter said that the dagger seeks the throat of Spider.
Spider.
Cool. I kind of want to look over while Eidolon is holding on to this for an hour and figuring it out and being like, do you even use a dagger? You have quite seems like a assortment of other weapons.
Oh, I was actually going to attempt to keep this safe. You see, my arsenal of other weapons happens to go into a demi-plane of some sorts. And if someone were, say, after this dagger, well, they wouldn't have very much luck getting far with it, because I could always call it back to me.
So you can just add this to your arsenal and you can still use all the other weapons too?
Absolutely.
That's nice.
Although this only works for one weapon at a time, so if I were to find a magical sword of light bringing, I unfortunately would have to choose one or the other.
I suppose that's fair. It's just as someone who generally prefer to stay away from sort of martial weapons, I do know how a dagger works, and I also have access to a very small extraplanar space to store things in. So just putting that out there in case you come across something, and I don't know.
I'll keep that in mind, but as he figures out the properties, it's like, oh, but this is going to come in handy for my later line of work.
Later line of work, are you planning to leave us after we settle our debts?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen after we complete this dagger's thought, after all. Who knows what comes after that?
Oh, so you're planning on taking on Garrick's request of taking down whatever this secret organization, the Spider and the Raven and the Horse or whatever.
Well, I was hoping to. After all, bounty hunting is my profession, and I didn't take on any jobs before this, so maybe
I don't know
rewards.
if any of those folks have strict bounties on their head other than the ones placed on them by Garrick himself. There's something that I think at least I have been trying not to think about, we haven't really discussed, is the fact that when we do turn in this bounty, we are going to make ourselves vulnerable to all of the various critters and creatures on that list. Not saying we should still, I much would prefer the gold, but the second we announce we are the ones who killed him, I think we all need to keep a closer look at our surroundings.
Oh, Ashen, are you scared of a little spider?
I didn't say I was scared. Some of us, Sir Gwydion, do tend to think a little bit about our own self-preservation.
What does self-preservation mean?
Exactly.
It means staying alive.
Oh, I can get down with that, yes.
Okay.
But
You seem to have a
sometimes you
tenuous
give up.
grasp on the concept, but we can teach you more about it.
I like to live my life to the fullest.
I know that. I
and
can
to
see
keep
that.
living this life to the fullest.
That's good.
But But say for example, now that wonderful hat that you had, that you lost.
We should go on a hat buying spree.
So pants and hat.
I support this.
Actually, I could probably use some new clothes as well.
I would love to go on a shopping trip, but back to the hat. You've not found something else to cover up your zone, and I see you've been walking around with Alvin Interesty on display for a while, and you don't seem to be quite concerned about that.
Oh no, I'm people are going to think what they think anyways. I'd like to hide it so that when people see my ears, they see one side and you're like, ooh, what the fuck happened to your ear? Why is it all mangled up? And then they see the other side and like, oh, that's why, because you're scourge half elf that was a bastard and bullshit like that. I don't like that kind of reputation, so having a really nice hat is really just the right nice one that kind of shows how full of life and yeah, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just really want a new hat and pants.
Yes, I also support that.
Are you cold, Sir Gwydion? Like, are you okay?
Oh no, I am like a furnace all the time.
In your loins?
What are
That's the episode title, A Furnace in Sir Gwydion's Loins.
Jake, what being an elf is controversial?
Yes and no. It depends on what city you're in. The closer you get to the green, the more funny looks you'll get, because that's the kind of...
Oh, it's just like a political reputation thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I guess that's just
a face
I would
like
also
this. You need
prefer
to
you get a hat shortly. I've seen the way some people respond to that, and I do not wish to have that set upon you.
Oh, thank you, Ashwin.
Or upon us.
Oh. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're working together. People.
Oh, you mean on the party? So you're saying that my half-elfness is going to leave a bad taste on this party?
No, I think it's going to make things more difficult for you, and therefore things more difficult for us.
If I'm being honest, we are kind of a ragtag bunch. I don't think that any of us would be considered normal here.
Here at least, maybe. Just throwing it out there. Maybe not everywhere else.
Very normal.
You might be the most normal of any of us. Jake, the letter, can we see the letter again? I took like a screenshot of it to put in my notes and then it vanished.
Yes, and if you have oh no, I deleted it from Roll20 because we didn't need it anymore. Do you have questions about it?
I just want to read it again.
I will post the text of it in the DM Dwelling channel.
Okay.
Well, curtains for the audience.
Well, let me upload it again. You guys keep on your awesome role playing, and I'll do this clerical duty.
Ashwin,
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Glimmer, Nico.
Oh, go ahead.
Ashwin, I will endeavor to not cause any more problems. I'm very adept at hiding it usually. I'm growing out my hair. I just had to, cut it off a little bit because, when I came into money, I really wanted to look nice and presentable for the Singing Crows.
Agree. I think you would look wonderful with long hair. Glad we settled that amicably.
What amicably means. Okay, yes.
Here you go.
Living mortals.
Sir Gwydion, did you go to school? Okay.
Oh, I mean, there was schooling, sure. I didn't go to most classes though; they were quite boring. But you know what, Glimmer? We'll talk about this after our hat shopping spree, and while we're all having a nice fine ale in a tavern somewhere.
That sounds good to me.
The group winds their way through the ruined fields and back towards the gate of St. Gertrude. You can see posted outside of the gates are these people in the black robes and white masks, as usual, and they're talking to some, guards in shabby leather armor and pretty ramshackle spears. The guards of this town are not the most well-equipped. How would you like to approach the checkpoint?
Before we get too close, who currently has the head?
I do, because I'm disease-free.
Are you just holding it? I do think we should hide it casually.
Honestly, for this entire time, I thought I had the head and the body on my shoulders.
You do, actually.
Because I wanted to take both, just in case the head wasn't enough.
Like I
So
said earlier,
probably.
I could probably hide it in my cloak.
Yes, but I also agree. I think with the body, we might get a little bit less of a problem from the singing crows. So maybe it is just worth trying to bring it in. And if there's a problem, we have the singing crows come out.
I'm more concerned about the mask-wearing individuals too. I'm used to shady stuff, but I really don't want to introduce a plague to this fine city. I mean, where else are we going to get fine clothes and ale if everybody starts getting sick?
Yeah,
I don't want to introduce. Maybe you should stay outside as well, Sir Gwydion, if you don't want to introduce a plague to
Well,
this fine city.
he is not wearing pants. So I volunteer myself to go ahead into the city to get a representative from the Singing Crows and to bring them out here to inspect everything. I feel like that's the option with the least amount of friction, you know?
I think that's fair.
Okay.
And I would love to stay in communication with you while you do this, and
Sure.
some of us can split up and wait outside.
I'll like nod at you and we're on a Skype or a brain Skype call now for 10 minutes.
And you're going with someone else, of course, aren't you?
If somebody else wants to come, White Scales?
I will join you.
Okay.
The Wonder Twins, fabulous duo that are known for exploding kobolds with ice and
Short king,
feeling
tall king.
their calm emotions,
Luigi.
attempts, and falling into spike traps, approaches the checkpoint where the guard is just amicably chatting away with the person in the black mask, and they see you approach and add attention and beckon you forward. Hey, howdy there. Welcome back. Oh, hey, I remember you. You guys came out the North Gate like 2 days ago, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Welcome
good.
back. You catch any plague beasties out there?
No.
It's good to hear. If you want to get into the city, we just gotta, do our due diligence.
I know.
Yes. So let me see them gums, please. Thank you. Thank you. The person in the leather mask kind of pokes your cheeks with his leather glove, and gives you the once over. Sometimes even grabbing your chin and moving your head aside and aside to get a good look on the inside. He gives a nod to the guard, and he opens up the small little doorway that I forget the name of in the larger door of the wall. Okay, you're good to go. You can head on in. Welcome to St. Gertrude. All the wagons are in the plaza if you need to, buy some sundries.
Thank you. I want to lean into Glimmer and be like, how often do you think they wash their gloves?
I hope often enough, but I don't know. Yeah, it would be counterintuitive to give us all like a regular sickness, like the cold, while trying to stop us from getting this other plague.
So where are we off to?
The Singing Crows headquarters.
It was in that direction, correct?
Yeah. Do you want to stop for cookies first?
Yes, please. That would be fabulous.
I would like to check in on what was her name? Griselda?
Gazolda. Yeah.
That's great. She has
Can we give a
old in
shout-out
her
to
name.
Mark for that very sick illustration of her? I love it.
Yeah, that
Shout
got
out to
posted on
Mark.
social media.
It was really good. I loved it.
She looks exactly like that, and she's currently talking to another one of those guards right now. He's got his spear leaned up against the side of the potion shop, and he's got like a notebook in his hand, and he's just nodding along. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is she filing a report?
Looks like that.
2 days later?
Cops are cops, even in fantasy.
That's true. Oof. Is that the place?
For the cookies. Oh, yes, you never went. Yes, it is. Can you
Yes.
just go and get us two? 'Cause she's seen my face before. She might suspect me if I show up again.
Yes, I can do that. Yes. And I'll stroll on over.
Just getting cookies, friend. You'll do fine.
Yes.
Pat on the back.
And you approach, and the next thing I knew, I was out like a light. Thankfully, my chair was right behind me because I don't remember waking up for 3 or 4 hours with just the most awful neck ache. And the guy is nodding along, looking extremely bored. The cookies are in front of Gazolda. Oh, wait. Hold on a second, lad. Hello, young man. Are you looking to buy a potion?
Actually, I was hoping to buy cookies.
Oh, you don't need to buy the cookies. The cookies are for everyone.
Oh, thank you. I'll take 2 if possible.
Ooh, very greedy. Someone's being bad. And she wraps up the cookies in a little piece of paper. But only because you're so strapping. And she pinches your cheek.
Oh,
If Glimmer dies, I'm gonna play Gazolda instead.
Thank you. Did some misfortune befall you? I see that you're talking to a guard here.
Oh, yes. It's the oddest thing. I took an impromptu nap, and then 5 of my most expensive potions just up and went missing.
This is a stall like out in the middle of like a marketplace, right?
Yeah, it's a middle. It's a plaza. It rings that plinth in the center with the 2 like shattered white feet on the top,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just maybe like 30 merchant caravans that are lined and making like a traveling market on the inside.
I see. Did you encounter anyone suspicious?
Nope.
Well, I suppose I wish you luck in finding the culprits then.
Oh, that's very nice of you, dearie. Here, have a 3rd cookie.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Again,
Maybe if we were just nice-
800 gold.
Yeah, maybe if we were nice enough to this lady, she would have just given us the 5 potions.
Such a
Never
nice
know.
young man.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I
You
will.
too. Enjoy the cookies.
I intend to, and I'll walk back to Glimmer.
She goes back to her police report.
Can you believe the nerve of some people just stealing things from such sweet, innocent individuals?
Oh shit! I am just now realizing that you don't know
forgot to tell us,
anything
Gil?
about this.
Yep, I remember this.
How do you? Wait, hold on. What do you think we got the 5 potions from?
You never told me.
You guys were waiting outside, and I came back with the potions and the cookies, and then like on the Skype call, you were like, "White Skills, you want cookies?" And you were like, "Yeah," and you're like, "Where?" And he was like, "Where are you getting them from?" And you're like, "Don't worry about it." And I came back, and we just never said anything.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll say, yes, it's terrible. Did you get the cookies?
Yes. She actually gave me an extra one as well.
You can have that one. I'll just have one.
Thank you. I wonder if Catchman. Anyways,
2 little mousy paws emerge from your pocket and are like,
Rat
and
mode.
I would like to feed one to the hands.
it grabs the cookie and pulls the whole thing into your pocket, and you can hear like a sound as the cookie vanishes.
Well, if you give a mouse a cookie, oh shit.
The hands reach out again.
Unfortunately, that's all that I have for now.
As this rat is very good at giving the middle finger. As we're walking into the Singing Crow's headquarters, like I'll pick a moment when we're like relatively alone on the street, and I'll say, "Okay, so just in the interest of keeping you in the loop, so that there's no confusion, so that you don't get us embroiled in anything, where do you think the 5 potions we got came from?"
I'm not sure. Did we buy them?
In a way. We did not pay with gold, though.
what did we pay with?
Nothing.
I see. Did we provide a service in exchange?
We gave the owner of the potions a pleasant nap.
That's a lot like what the the woman.
Yeah,
was
okay,
just-
White Scales, I'm trying to tell you without telling you that it was us.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, from her?
It was the only option around.
Well,
Is this okay with you?
I suppose so.
Sometimes it might. I mean, you were the one who originally suggested we steal some, so.
Yes, I just didn't realize. Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
If it
Just
benefited
wanted
us
to
in
make
any way.
sure.
Yes.
It definitely did.
Didn't we give that potion to what was his name? Douglas?
Yes, and then he died anyways.
Yes. Unfortunate. Let's keep going then.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see him getting a little bit more uncomfortable, realizing the futility of giving the potion to a dead man.
Mm-hmm.
The pair make it towards the Singing Crow's office. For the three outside the gate, are you doing anything in particular during this time?
Sir Gwydion struts confidently and pantslessly to the, I guess the masked plague doctors.
I thought you didn't want to show up without
the whole point was
pants.
that we weren't gonna.
Yeah.
Did Gwydion get bored?
We're like swapping off. Oh god.
He saw his reflection. He's like, actually, I'm pulling this off.
I'm gonna go with you and be like, so Gwydion, I think we've all kind of settled on the pants, waiting for the pants thing. I don't know what you're trying to do here.
I'm just, striking up a conversation. I mean, you're a delight, but I don't understand half of what you're saying most of the time, Ashrin. And Eidolon, we really need to work on your conversational skills, I think. You should join us, in fact.
Yes. Okay, maybe that's the best way to deal with this. If we all talk to them normally, like it was normal, and we're not hiding a body.
We're actually introducing a new fashion trend. It's called "Don't Wear Pants."
Yeah.
The trend.
So the three of you are heading up to the checkpoint. What do you do? What's going on with the body?
Yeah. What's going on with the
You have
plague stuff
body,
that we're
don't you?
carrying?
Wait, so let's keep Eidolon like 300 feet away.
Yeah, never mind.
You know what, Gwydion? You take this. I'm going to wait with him.
Okay, I will handle this spectacularly. You don't have anything to worry about.
I trust you.
I'm glad that you do.
Enough.
So Sir Gwydion will approach the guard and there's like what, two?
There's two people that comprise the checkpoint. One's a guard, and one is a child of Heliodor, which is this new sect that is monotheistic, doesn't have like a tradition in the old empire, and deals with the plague.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're approaching, you can see the guard leans over to the person in the white mask and says, "Oh, not our approaching. We got one," and kind of gets his spear ready and gets into like a battle stance.
Huh?
Because I definitely look like.
Oh no! It's another member of the Pantsless Bandits come to attack us.
How do you do?
Hey there, buddy. You get into contact with any black stuff recently?
Actually, that is what we are hoping to talk with you about. I was wondering what your protocol is with handling black stuff. I, haven't really.
Well, this is the guy to talk to, but he's not too keen on words. They usually, burn all your stuff, put you in a collar, and take you down to the House of Serenity down there in the mountains.
Oh,
So
that sounds lovely.
If I could just get you to, finish stripping, get all your stuff in that bush over there.
I haven't been in contact with any of that. You think because I'm not wearing I have a funny story to tell you, actually.
I'm in pain.
I love to hear the story. Get the collar.
Do like a quick Skype check-in with Glimmer and be like, yeah, so we're just waiting outside, me and Eidolon a little bit from the front gates. Sigwidian got a little bit antsy and went to go speak to some people. I did not know how to stop him, but it looks like they're making friendly gestures. How about you guys?
How long Jake, has it been between when we parted ways and now?
You are probably in the Singing Crow's office right now, and that will actually join back up with you there. You're heading into the office and talking to Officer Frey, who is this tall elven lady who gave you or helped you set up the initial contract to go find the lost survey team. And she looks a little bit surprised when the two of you walk in, and she looks over your shoulder expecting 3 more people to come in and say, 3 down, huh?
I'll say in my mind quickly to Ashrin, we're talking to them now. We'll be there soon. And I'll say, oh no, they're just waiting outside the city. I'll flip to the page where Garrick is in the bounty book and show it to her and say, we got this one. He was infected, so we didn't want to bring him into the city without you inspecting him first. Also, do you have an extra pair of pants? We're not down any people, but we are down 1 pair of pants and a pair of boots. That one of our members needs.
Also a hat if you have one.
Also a hat.
Did you guys get mucked in the sludge?
No. I'm sure Sharon goes. No. It's all true. If you just send somebody to come outside the gates, we can show you.
She blinks a few times, and then just puts her arm out to the side and kind of knocks on a little desk, and a elderly gnome with half-moon spectacles kind of stands up off of a chair beneath the desk that you didn't quite see, and he kind of hobbles forward. Okay. I guess Whitaker will go and see what you've got.
We've got a head and a body. They're separate, though. But we have both of them.
So
the pants. Do you have the pants?
Whitaker, get the pants. And she also pulls out off a big jar from underneath the desk as well. You think it'd be about the size to fit the head. She said,
I thought it was going to be the infamous pants jar.
The infamous pants jar.
She just opens her mouth and goes and pulls out a whole pair of pants. It got weird. Don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
How can we forgive you?
Thank you. She taps the jar and says, if you got Garrick Heartkeeper, and I'm not saying I believe you, if you get Garrick Heartkeeper, the head has to be validated by the Duke. So one way or another, it's got to come into the city. Now, we might be able to get it past the Sons of Heliodor if we keep it locked up tight, or maybe even have them handle it.
Sure. Where it's definitely him.
Well, having them handle it concerns me for other reasons. I would rather it be us.
Well, we don't know until we talk to them. You really think you got Garrick Heartkeeper?
We are 99% sure, yes.
We have further proof as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be interested in seeing it. And Whitaker returns with a pair of corduroy slacks and with like bell bottoms.
Nice.
And 2 like straw hats with pink ribbons.
Yeah.
Oh, we needed
nice.
boots also.
Boots?
Boots.
Or shoes temporarily.
What size?
We can wait on the boots. We can wait on that. He can
With
be
a heel?
barefoot for a little longer. Actually, if you have like high heels, I think he would like those.
That
Okay.
has for Circuitian.
I don't know if a mercenary company carries high heels. They're not really useful in combat, but if you have them,
No, they're like dignitaries. Like, you know how men used to wear high heels,
oh yeah.
black pointed boots. Brings them out and sets them on the counter. And you got the contract done. What happened to the survey team?
Unfortunately, and I want to pull out the like silver armbands. They didn't quite make it.
She takes them from you and puts them on the table. I'll notify the Dark Sons that some of their men have gone missing. Thank you.
They're not missing. We
Yes,
helped
yes, I
us.
know. I just
okay.
turn a phrase. I'll stay here and prepare a notice to the Duke that you need to meet with them to get proof of head. And if you got Garrick Heartkeeper, and I don't believe you. I want to make that clear. If you got Garrick Heartkeeper, there's no way we can get you all the money that head would be worth from this office. You'd have to go to the central balance in Rainmere to pick up all the money.
Okay,
Of course,
that's
more red
fine.
tape. Very well.
So Whitaker will go with you and retrieve the head. Try to talk with those white masked psychos to get it in here, and then I'll let you know how I do with the Duke.
Out of curiosity, could we get a partial payment for the head here?
She taps a sign, cashier carries no bills or whatever it is. I could maybe do like 50 a piece.
All right, we'll figure it out.
We got the guys. We're supposed to get paid for that. The survey guys.
Yeah, you're supposed to get 500 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'd be able to furnish that because Reginald gave you the contract, so the actual city's paying the fee.
Very well. Shall we return then?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Crazy.
So Sir Gwydion is now unbuttoning the shirt, and
I'm gonna mind ping to Asher and be like, okay, we're on our way back. Just stop Sir Gwydion from doing anything stupid. I'm sure he's already trying something. Just try to delay him. I will also say, as an aside to White Scales, I just had a very vivid image, I don't know, of the Duke looking at us and saying, so no head, and then smashing his skateboard. I don't know, it was weird. It came from the world.
Arcane
Thanks,
vision.
You know, I had another thought, actually. Sir Gwydion likes hats, right?
Yes.
And needs pants. What if we made a pair of pants out of hats?
We have a pair of pants and 2 hats and boots. We don't need to make anything.
Listen, I was just thinking they would enjoy it.
I don't think there's enough material in 2 hats to make a pair of pants. I'm sorry. Would you want to wear a pair of pants made of straw also?
I would not. I was
Very
thinking to
scratchy.
buy a special pair after we get paid. Kind of as a gift.
Pants?
Yes.
To make into a hat?
No, hats to make into pants.
Why not just buy pants?
I don't know. Sir Gwydion is fashionable.
I don't know anything that's going on
Maybe
in your head.
You hear a little rat laugh from your pocket.
Okay, so I can see Sir Gwydion is taking off his shirt.
Yep.
this is where that
I'm gonna look over to Eidolon and be like, okay, you stay here. I'm going to
Use
try
friends.
to help with that.
Yeah, so this kobold
his
actually
goes really well every
stabbed
time you use
me
it.
right across my
Go ahead.
midsection, right
You'll
here.
be fine.
I'm
buddy.
gonna walk over.
You wouldn't believe it. There was like a whole tribe of
no.
them.
Hey, lady,
about
we
me.
gotta back up. We got a certified nutter on our
I'm
hands.
trying to think of
The
it's good here.
the person in the
You
white
didn't
mask
have to
got-
do
so
any
sorry.
of
This
this.
is my
Hello.
cousin
Hey.
Raoul. No,
Hello.
I'm
Can you guys hear me? Or I'm just like talking over you, futile.
It's a very stuttery.
I heard everyone talking over each other at the same time.
Okay.
And I was just like, cool, I'll do it too. I did hear you, yeah.
Okay. So as you're approaching, the guard holds up a hand and says, "Hold on, lady. We got a certified nutter on our hands right now. Just keep your distance. We're gonna take care of it." And then
No. This is my cousin
no.
Raoul. He's not infected. He's always been like this since he was a boy. He fell down a well and he has a hard time
Not.
figuring
not
out
infected,
relating
he's
to
just
other people.
dumb.
He wandered away from home, and I've come here looking for him. Tried to come to St. Gertrude before. Can I do a deception check?
You may.
It's just I can take it. I will take him. Don't worry about it. Okay. Haha.
What's your role?
Not only will we conjure problems for ourselves, we'll actively seek them out.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So 18.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just roll a insight check. Okay. The guard kind of looks between you and Gwydion.
You can check his gums. He's not sick. He's just like this.
Yeah, no, okay. I got it.
Clearly, my friend, you have not left Sir Gertrude in a very long time.
Well, hell no. There's like bile out there. And the white mask person they've got this like dog catching collar with like a and, they kind of like have it towards their side and they're cautiously approaching and they stick out a hand and they're getting their face away from you and they're like,
You come anywhere near me with that, and I am going to punch you, my friend.
No. See, I'll do it. And I walk over to Sir Gwydion and very like not doing a good job of me hiding the fact that I don't want to touch his mouth in case there's something in there. Be like, see, if you let me do that.
yeah.
Is this really necessary, Ashton? Is this really necessary?
The person in the white mask and like black tunic just holds up their hands and are like,
See?
Now we have two nutters on our
Oh.
hands.
I was having
back up.
a really bad weekend. Irasta's the weekend, right?
And then the gates open to reveal Glimmer and White Scales being trailed by a elderly gnome with a cane.
And these two of their singing crows, one of them doesn't have any pants on, the other one is holding their mouth open.
Yep.
Yep, normal.
Okay, can we?
You guys got pants for me.
Where's Eidolon?
Eidolon is sitting by the
he's-
tree, kind of playing with the dagger, just flipping it up and down in the hands.
Yeah,
and,
he's back there.
and actually, he's kind of like taking the body and just kind of like stabbing into it, seeing how the dagger
Oh my
kind of
God.
penetrates the body. Yeah, just testing, just checking.
Okay, Whitaker, don't worry about this. You two handle this. Let's go. I'll lead Whitaker towards Eidolon.
Yep. And Whitaker's got the big glass jar available to him. He approaches Eidolon with it.
Eidolon, okay. Eidolon, do you have the head and the body? Got this man to inspect.
Well, clearly I have the body, but yes, the head. And I pull out the head and I kind of grab it by its hair, and it looks like the traditional,
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
The gnome kind of stifles a little bit of puke, and gives like a good look at it and looks up to Glimmer and says, "Oh, you weren't wrong. It does indeed look like Garrick Heartkeeper, or a dead ringer of him at least."
In fact, we do have notification that it is indeed him, as he had this note on the body.
No.
Note.
No, we should talk about this.
And then behind my hand, I put the dagger into hammer space.
Yep.
And I show him the note.
He takes it and sort of reads it over. Oh, it looks like the musings of a madman.
Would you not say someone such as Garrick Heartkeeper, who killed so many people, to be a madman? Very in character for him, I think. I think that proves it most definitely.
Well, you know who'd know about this would be the Duke, and he's got to be the one who signs over the papers anyway. So all we got to do is get it up to him, and we'll have to see what happens. Just got to get it through the gate. Aye.
Well, if the head is enough, we can certainly leave the body here. And Eidolon unceremoniously just kind of plops the body over behind a tree.
Mm-hmm. We probably want to get one of those children lads over here to clean this all up. No, go ahead and pop it in.
All right. He takes the head and he places it in the jar.
He takes a little metal lid and kind of screws it on and zaps the edges of it with a little bit of like fire to kind of burn away the last little bits of bile that might have been on the edge. While the head is in the jar, the bile continues to like accumulate, and there's like about an inch thick, inch deep like pool of it at the bottom that the head now rests.
I'm taking out my bendy straw and I'm looking eagerly at the jar.
This party got dumb. Just want to say that.
Do we still have the note? Does he give the note back to us?
Yeah, he handed it back to Eidolon.
Great.
Is Sir Gwydion still being quite harassed by the guard?
No, the person backed off after Ashrin came to your rescue, and you did get tossed a pair of corduroy pants and a straw hat with a pink ribbon.
And nice heeled boots.
Nice heeled boots, yes.
Oh, this is quite a collection right here. Thank you. Looks at it distastefully and starts wearing the corduroy pants on. Checks out the hat and be like, okay, this is pretty nice. It kind of puts it on like a cocked side.
Yep. It's a button fly, by the way.
While we're walking into the city, I would like to kind of like shimmy over to Eidolon and be like, so I fear that if the Duke reads this letter, that I call it a suspicion, but the amount of people he sent over to that Rambling Bones thing, I fear that he may be one of the people, or at least associated people implicated in this letter. Is there any way we can say that we didn't find the letter? I realize this is a little bit too late, but maybe that we lost it or something on the way over, and then we just found a madman. We didn't know anything about him, and we don't know anything.
I ask Ashwin to just can you just snap a little bit of prestidigitation fire for me, please, and just hold it for a second.
Hold on, don't burn it. Don't burn it. We need it. We need it.
He takes it and burns it.
No, we need it.
No, before you do that, I say, no, wait, thank you, and I take it and I cast Wrist Pocket as an action, and it is now in a pocket dimension of mine for the next hour.
Yay! Thank you.
I'm ready to burn it, and then as soon as you put it into it, I go nope and take it.
You crazy
This
kids.
might be a little bit.
Why are we like this? Eidolon, have you told us anything about the dagger's like getting warmer ability, and that it is getting warmer as we've approached St. Gertrude?
Yes. It does seem to be able to lead me to this person, and it seems like it might be attuned to this spider person. I don't have it on me. I kept it hidden for a little bit, but I'll pop in and check on it behind my back whenever I get a chance.
I mean, there's a chance that Spider might be one of the men we're about to report to. It could be Reginald, could be the Duke. We don't know. So we should just keep an eye out, keep a dagger out. I don't know what the phrase would be.
Certainly. I'll just keep a hand on it when possible.
Sure.
The crows make it to the door of St. Gertrude, and the guard is there. Since having known Sir Gwydion is not indeed infected with the plague, is now merrily chatting with Sir Gwydion about whatever Sir Gwydion's little heart desires. They are of a similar intellectual caliber, these two.
No.
Yeah, and that's when I totally ripped the chains apart like a madman. It was so fantastic.
Wow. Oh man, that's so impressive. Yeah.
I mean, I have the scars right there. There's a little bit right on my neck too. It was mad. I didn't even imagine the Garcidians could make things like that.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It makes you wonder, like, why do we gotta live in this old pile of dust?
I know,
right? I was born in the wrong generation, let me tell you.
For real. I mean, can you imagine if I had a golem like that? I would ride it everywhere. I mean, not like inside of it, like in a jail way like this one was, but I would totally be like on its back with like a pillow and like tell it to go wherever.
Okay, Sir Gwydion, let's go. It's time to go. You got your pants? That's good.
It was very nice to meet you. I think you need to get out of St. Gertrude at some point in time.
I think you're right.
I go along with, do a caravan, do it with like one of those merchant things, and like, it's good money.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm Sir Gwydion. I come a little bit from north, but I'm all over now at this point. What's your name?
Gustav Gustafsson.
Gustav, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope I see
Sir Gwydion is fully off of his meds today. I don't know what happened.
We're all off of your meds. I don't know what you're thinking.
I'm trying to keep everybody alive.
I am baffled.
All right.
Hold together.
Time to go get a shit ton of gold.
Okay. I'm gonna like yank you like next to me, and sort of like wrap my arm around yours and like walk you down into the street.
Okay, so you got to get past the guy with the tunic, and he's going to hold you up and check your gums. The jar is huge; it can carry like a head. Are you going to try to hide it on your way in, or like how do you plan on getting it through?
I wonder if I could hide it in my cloak.
I think I could hide it in probably my chest cavity.
Could you hide it in your helmet?
We're probably past this at this point.
How big is the jar? Again, specifically, like I realize this doesn't help. So like, could you hold it in front of like your stomach?
Okay. Yeah, you'd have to get like both arms around it. It's like a barrel.
Okay.
Can you?
I would like to ask for the jar. Say, I do have a plan. I've done this one before. It doesn't go great if I have to hold something else. I want to hold it in front of my stomach and then cast Disguise Self to make myself look like a pregnant woman who doesn't look like me.
Wait, can you just put it in your pocket dimension?
No, I can only do up to 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's way more.
I googled how much a human skull weighs last night. It's more than 5 pounds. So I was thinking about it.
Dude, that's a player that comes to the table prepared. Are you just Asherin with a pregnant belly?
No, I look like someone else. This is important. Because they would be like, what happened to that? And I don't want to think about that. Yes, so I will ask for the jar. I'll turn around. I'll turn back. And I'm just going to look like another human. Probably the same outfit. But I don't know. I'm like blonde or something. And then I'm just going to like be like, have a maternity shirt on and just be like holding it and just being like, if someone's gonna reach for the gums, I can't help with that, so let's see if this works.
Oh, I'll let me kind of like
2 for 2. Yeah. Thank you, Sir Gwydion.
Okay.
Just give me a deception check, Asherin.
Yeah.
Oh no. Gustafsson kind of scratches his head and it's like, "Hey, where'd that lady go with the floppy hat from before? There's a new person around here too. Can you
Answer.
I think we got to check that out." And he's gonna roll. Well, the inspector from the children and him are both gonna roll investigation checks versus your disguise.
Which is cool that I rolled a 7. Why does roll?
What's your DC?
I have a question. I rolled a 12. I don't know
it
why
would be against your
2.
spell save DC, I think.
Yeah, so they rolled a deception check to see if they were suspicious of your disguise.
Against the disguise self instead of deception. Yeah, my spell DC is 13.
Okay. So the inspector... sorry, you had another question?
No, I don't understand why it rolled 2 dice for me when I did my deception check. I don't know.
When you roll it like this method, it always rolls 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's at disadvantage, you just choose the low one. If it's at advantage, you take the high one. And if
not, you take the first one?
You take the left one, yeah. Easy peasy. It just makes it simpler, faster, easier to cover.
Yes.
The inspector halts you, and as he's checking your gums, takes his glove and kind of pushes it through the pregnant belly and feels like the glass and shakes their head and gives one of these motions.
Oh boy.
I'll ask Whitaker.
Touch my pregnant wife.
Excuse me.
No. He's got a point.
I'll lean into Whitaker and be like, if you can help us at all here, please do. We're obviously incompetent.
Maybe just tell the truth. I don't know.
Sure.
It is in a glass jar.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
what did
which inspector did this? Like a guard or like the
creepy plague doctor guy?
Damn. Okay. Well, we were concerned about bringing something into the city, and that thing we were concerned about was my unborn child, who is a robot. No. So
this was
I cannot believe how much we're struggling at this.
Gustav, come here. This is something the Duke himself needs to inspect, and the reason why we're under disguise is because we do not want to be walking through the city and causing an uproar when the Duke explicitly asked for secrecy and discretion.
Sir Gwydion is right on point. You see, we weren't trying to deceive you, per se, as much as trying not to cause alarm in the populace of the city, because we have recovered someone who was a grave danger and a spreader of this dastardly plague, and we have decapitated him and sanitized the head in a jar, but we didn't want to cause any alarm, so we just figured that this would be the most peaceful way to not upset the populace, because I know that is something you don't want either. We figured that was the most efficient, peaceful way to get this done, and then I want to undo the disguise and just show them the head.
It's ducal business, Inspector. It's ducal business. I hope.
Unfortunately, Ashrin's eggs hatched before they were laid.
Sir Gwydion, can you just stop?
The inspector gets down on his he bends down and puts his hands on his knees and runs his finger across the glass, turns
My friend
it around.
Whitaker here can confirm that this was a wanted man, and that we've
yes, we've got a book. He was a dastardly criminal. We've got a book somewhere.
Scourge of Westward. You ever heard of it?
Yes.
Turns it around and stands up and just does and steps aside.
Great. Let's go.
Great success.
We did it. Thank you. And I'm gonna walk away with the jar.
Tip my straw hat at the fellas and head in.
The inspector just sort of watches you go. Can I get a perception check from everyone as you entered the city?
Sure.
Perception or insight, your choice. And just let me know what you rolled.
I have a -1 to both of those.
That's a nat 1, baby.
Ooh, that's a nat 20 for Quinn. Is that insight or perception?
Perception.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
7.
Well, for me.
Okay. Wow, you guys rolled really. Those are some numbers.
The math is done.
That's my second highest bonus too, and I'm so disappointed.
Ashrin, you look up at the city and its very meager skyline. You look up at the Duke's Tower and catch sight of the bald man that you've made the delivery to before. His name is Reginald, and he is currently on like the balcony of the highest tower, just sort of overlooking the town. And with that perception check, you can see that he's sort of tracking your movement from the city gate.
Does he have like a telescope, or is the city just small?
The city's pretty small.
I mean, I can see him. Okay.
You can see him, but he's definitely looking in the direction of that gate and sort of walking along the railing as you move away around the tower back towards the Singing Crow's office. He's just sort of like following you and keeping an eye on your direction.
Cool.
Did anyone roll insight?
I should have.
My perception, my insight are both the same thing.
Me too. That's why I just picked perception.
Okay. What about you, Glimmer? Did you roll perception or insight?
It was perception.
Okay. So you don't get anything else from that. And you head over to the Singing Crow's office, where Officer Frey is waiting for you with a piece of paper.
I would like to bring out my dagger while we're in the city, just to see if I can get the hot or coldness.
It is blazing hot. You're thinking that whoever the spider is, they're definitely like within the city walls.
Interesting.
While we were making our way over to the St. Crow's office, I would kind of like to like nudge and point out the Baron to everybody, just making sure everyone knows. Just like seems like someone has a vested interest.
Oh, Reginald, the steward?
Yes, it appears that he's anxiously watching us, or maybe that is just projection, but he certainly seems to be following our movements. Something to keep in mind.
You think he could be the spider? Eidolon, would the dagger tell you if it was him specifically?
They're inside the city walls.
I certainly suspect he is involved, and I think we should act with caution. And as I said to Eidolon before, I think we should say we found a letter that Garrick wrote, but it was all nonsense and we didn't understand it, and we somehow lost it after showing it to that other guy 10 minutes ago. And we don't know anything about that.
We should have burned it.
We should and
we should not have shown it to that guy.
Yes.
But I wasn't the one who did that. That's all.
We should try to...
A lot of foot traffic outside. I mean, due to people being so scared of the bile.
Say what?
Caravans and mercantile caravans and stuff like that. Is there a lot of travel in between the St. Gertrude and all other places?
Yeah, it like the show must go on for this hyper capitalistic country. So there are still caravans that definitely go between city and city. A lot of trade happens between the larger cities on the coast via ship, where they're less likely to run into the plague. And then the other cities tend to be smaller, like manufacturing hubs.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was saying we should try to meet with them, and when we're meeting with them, Eidolon should check the dagger. I don't know if it'll tell you if you're standing right in front of the person who it's seeking, but it would be helpful to know anyways.
It's pretty hot. I don't know if it can get any more telling, but we can certainly try.
If we can narrow it down any more, it would be good.
Should we perhaps forge a fake letter insinuating that Garrick had completely been consumed by madness and we don't know
That might
anything
be a
about
good
a
idea.
spider or anything like that. Could we possibly stall for time at the Crow's office and say we need to meet in like 2 or 3 hours?
Well, I mean we
how-
can do this at a tavern as well. I'm more than happy to assist. I have
We should probably work on getting paid and getting out of our debts first before
Well,
we
I don't think
any-
we're going to get paid before we see him. And I think if we see
We
him,
have to go to an
he may just
entirely
want to
different
kill
city
us.
to get paid.
Yes, we forgot to mention that earlier.
Oh,
We're gonna have to collect from. Where did he say it was?
In Rainmere, it's the city in the middle at the bottom. It's like the second largest city in the Free Cities.
okay.
It says the Commonwealth of Rainmere. Yes.
I mean, give me about the letter in 20 minutes. I can write you a nice I have very good handwriting.
yes.
They
say that
managed to get that through schooling for me.
Maybe try to have bad handwriting, like the handwriting of a madman.
Does anyone have like a forgery zone or that spell? I don't. Oh well.
Again, I'm very, very good at writing letters.
I think it's worth a shot. Anyway, let's see what they want us to do next.
You meet Officer Frey, the tall elf, in the Singing Crow's office. Whitaker, as he enters, just kind of gives her a shrug and a nod, and she looks up with sort of wide eyes and hands over a piece of rolled up paper towards Glimmer.
Oh, what is this?
We sent word to the Duke. He is currently not meeting anyone else today, but would love to meet you bright and early tomorrow morning at the top of the day. And until such a time that you do meet with him, we'll keep the head within the Singing Crows safe.
That's good. We wanted some time to rest anyways. Is that good with everybody?
Is this paper a receipt for the head?
This paper is, and if Glimmer, you open it up, it is a invitation to a Zoom meeting. That's not true. It's just a formal invite to the Duke's Tower.
Okay.
What about the payment for the head in the Commonwealth? Do we have a receipt for this?
Well, that's what you have to meet the Duke for.
Oh, okay.
The Duke has to approve, since this is this bounty has been placed out by the Intercity Council between all the cities. The cities are going to be paying the bounty. So a representative from that council, the Duke, would need to approve the funds.
And the payment for the original job to find the survey team, is Reginald going to be paying that when we meet with the Duke?
Yes, the city will be doing that as well, and I suppose you should bring it up at that time, yes. You are free to stay in the bunkhouse tonight if you'd like, but if this head is what I think it is, you are all very wealthy people. You might want to spring for some more luxurious accommodations in the city.
Well, we don't have any of that money yet.
Would you have a problem if one of us stayed and watched guard of the safe?
Oh no, you're free to stay.
Because that is something I'd like to do. This is, as you say, our bread and butter.
Seems like it.
Sir Gwydion, luxurious accommodation sounds good to me, and like you say, seize the day. I mean,
Oh, I
I don't know
can.
if we
I'll
have the
pay
gold on
everybody
hand
if
for
you
that,
want.
but
Yeah, I'll
Right?
pay for the room for everybody. I got 20 gold on me. Let's
is
go.
that enough?
Obviously.
Do we know, Jake, like the going rate for like a nice inn room?
Definitely no more than like a gold a night.
Okay,
Oh,
let's do it.
yeah.
A gold is like I always like try to think of it as like $20 to $30, like real world cash.
Wow, I wish I could get a motel for $20.
Well, this is also like the 70s.
You know what D&D takes place in the 70s? I mean, we're dressing like it, so...
My wagon has nice, like, fake wooden paneling.
Yep.
Sir Gwydion's wearing
murals
bell
on the side of our
bottoms.
wagons.
Sir Gwydion's wearing bell bottoms.
Yep.
Having an
My
oil
storage is in
crisis.
tatters.
I mean,
Theming.
I would prefer, I think, if we stayed together, but I understand Eidolon's desire to stay near the safe. So, I mean, I'm open to more pleasant accommodations, especially if we need to work on anything. But it's up to you, folks.
Let's find let's find a suite where we can all sleep. And there's like a nice common room, like something, something good.
I'll pay for all your rooms. I would like to go hat shopping. I mean, this one's very nice. Thank you so much, White Scales Glimmer. It's lovely. Not quite my taste.
We didn't pick it out. They picked it for you.
Oh, okay. Well, pink kind of clashes with the red in my hair.
I would recommend the Blue Lotus. Just
the Blue
2 blocks
Lotus.
down. Yes, it is where many dignitaries waiting to see the Duke stay for the night.
That sounds
Lovely.
nice. Do they have a specialty drink or menu? The Blue Lotus.
They got specials over there?
I believe they
What's
have. I believe they have ale and pizza tots.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No tacos, though? I guess this ain't the Ritz.
God,
Hashtag only Tavern of Tales things. So
Renegade
Come on down to
Shut-
Tavern of Tales,
come
where you can have such great food specials as pizza tots.
whenever
Can
we
we get a
open,
final seance at the tavern?
You can get a blue sparkly drink.
well, that fire resistance potion definitely tasted like a crystal of fire.
so hat shopping and then inn. That's our plan.
Let's go to the inn and finalize all our plans. Have a nice night out. Everybody can do what they like. And what time should we plan for tomorrow to see the Duke? In the morning?
We don't plan. He planned it for us. It's the
Okay.
morning.
I think you
Bright and early,
traditionally usually go and you wait to be called upon.
Yes.
There's usually like a line, kind of like the DMV. The
We're
Department of
really breaking apart here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead, for time's sake, we're going to hand wave hat shopping. Sir Gwydion, what sort of hat do you find?
Oh man, like a giant. I don't know what it is, but like it needs to have a nice feather. All right.
Okay.
It's gonna have a nice ostrich feather. Actually, it's gonna have a nice 2 ostrich feathers this time.
Peacock feather too?
And it's just nice wide brim.
Okay.
A little bit piratey, I guess. Folded on the side, and it's like pointed, I guess, a little bit.
Okay.
Like
Gotta be
imagine
tri-corner, gotta be.
like red mage, kind of like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the group finds themselves at the Blue Lotus, which is a pretty fancy looking hotel front with some restaurant stuff happening in the bottom. It looks quite fancy. There is actually carpeting on these hardwood floors, and it's pretty well cleaned. The bottom floor is like a bar, and it's being attended to by a pretty sturdy looking orcish woman wearing black clothing and aprons, wiping down glassware. Hello, welcome to Blue Lotus. My name's Henela. Are you staying the night?
Yes. How many rooms do you have open?
Well, it's a little bit slow. We've currently got our ambassador suite open, as well as a few travelers' rooms.
Ambassador suite.
I want the ambassador's suite. I don't plan on sharing that with anybody. I'm sorry.
No, I mean we'll all be able to share it. We'll each have if I understand it right, we'll each have a private room, and then there's like a common area, right?
Yes, that's true, and there's a kitchenette as well. And
Right. I love a kitchenette.
there's a dumb waiter if you want to, ring the bell and send an order down.
Well, you don't have to call the staff names.
Oh no, it's an elevator, honey.
Oh, okay.
It make food go up.
I was gonna knock on Sir Gwydion's head and say we already have a dumb waiter.
Hee. There,
yes, I'll take
attached
that.
to the suite, there are 6 private bedrooms and then a common area with your own fireplace. One of our stewards can come up and start a fire for you if you'd like.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I mean, does anybody want a private room? Are you planning on entertaining tonight?
I think the suite is fine.
I don't mean to be rude, but she points to the collars around your necks. The ambassador's suite can be pretty costly. Are you going to be able to afford it?
How much is the room for one night?
1 gold per room, plus the suite, 7 gold.
Oh, that's.
We've just found a lucky break, so we'll be okay.
I'll put down 10 gold from my own pocket. I'd like a room for all of my friends here, along with the ambassador suite. We're thinking of having some wine, maybe ale, some dishes sent up for dinner.
And Eidolon will also put down a gold for service. And of course, he's going to put down one of the diseased gold pieces on the table.
Oh, no, don't do that.
We didn't clean them yet. Okay.
I wiped them down, but,
In 20 sessions, there's going to be a plague in St. Gertrude, and we're going to know why.
serves them right for looking on appearances and thinking we don't have the gold to pay for our room.
Start a plague in the city?
Seems fair.
No.
Austin, I love how much of an agent of chaos you are.
Yeah, you got to change your alignment, Eidolon.
A little bit.
I can buy that Eidolon would be like, yes, I don't believe this would make anyone sick, so I'm just going to pay with it because I have to use it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean that's one, like if it's just Eidolon being like ditzy, but I mean we also just heard the reasoning.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's Austin's reasoning.
I know, but
I don't think they're gonna get sick off of one coin.
The plague probably has fallen off of it by now. The contamination doesn't hang on to things forever.
See?
Besides cloth and things.
Yeah, I do.
So it's just at the bottom of your coin purse.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly just for the thought, knowing that was disease and touch. They're not really gonna get sick.
The booty coin.
And if you also could, what was your name again, dear? Penola. If you could, I was wondering if you could put some fine paper up as well. I have some letters to write.
Yes, I can send someone out to the stationery.
Thank you.
Do you want a letterhead of any sort?
I don't know what a letterhead is. Yes, something with a lion on it.
No. We don't want that. Sorry, he doesn't know what that means.
You're seeking one without.
Yes.
That is what you told me you wanted
Just
before.
blank paper is what we need.
Okay.
Can I have blank paper and some with a lion head on it?
Yes, I'll get you 10 of each.
Thank you.
We'll charge it all to the room. She takes a key from a cupboard in the back and sets it onto the counter. Enjoy your room. I hope that everything is to your taste, and our servers will be up there soon with your bottles of wine.
Excellent. Thank you. Let's get going.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. Did we leave the head at the Singing Crow's office, or do we still have it?
It's in the vault in the Singing Crow's office.
Okay. It's in the vault. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go upstairs.
So, Gwydion, I think maybe you should let me and Ashton handle the talking from now on. You tend to get yourself in trouble, or you know what I mean.
I'm actually quite insulted, Glimmer. I handle people very well.
You almost got arrested at the gate for approaching the guards without any pants on.
But
Remember that?
I do, and I thought it would be fucking hilarious.
Okay.
I didn't know Gustav was, so kind of closed off, but I think I got through to him. I think he has opened up to the idea of traveling.
I think you've been lucky so far.
Well, yes. I mean, what else do you think I am?
Okay.
No, I can handle myself quite well. I've survived quite a while just like this.
For the well-being of the entire group, it's a recommendation. Let's call it that. Or if you want, I can teach you how to not get yourself in trouble so much. Like, for example, I haven't even mentioned this yet, but you did say to the guard at the gate, very loudly for everybody to see, everybody to hear, that we're all about to get rich. Typically not something you want to announce because, people come after you if they.
He's trying to say it
confident.
makes you a mark.
I'm quite confident
Yes.
in my ability, and I know how much money gets around in authority, especially in small places like these. So I thought.
Okay, but you don't have any
A
of the
gate
money
guard
yet.
is not a high member of the authority. If anything, he's more likely to tell his friends, and then they will try to find us tonight and maybe shake us down.
Yes, and you don't even have any of the money yet, so you don't have any of the authority to throw around. You just have the idea of money sometime theoretically in the future. It doesn't really work like that.
That we may have just signed over to the Singing Crows instead.
At least some portion of it, yes.
You guys, the moment I get this collar off, I'm bloody fucking rich. But we can talk about
The party heads to their suite. You find a very well-furnished common room with wine waiting on some low tables for you already. There are a few rooms scattered around the central sort of common area with their doors open and the beds all made, and they look very comfortable, and the entire place is very luxurious.
So, do we want to make a plan before tomorrow morning? I would like to.
Who has the letter? I'd like to get as soon as the stationery comes up. If I get a nice look over it, I can make a more I guess. What?
I mean, I do have it. Are you also familiar in forging documents? Have you done this before?
Darling, I work with nobility all the time, of course.
Yes, so you understand. Yeah, so I have it here. I'm thinking we should do a bit of a brief brainstorm. How can we make it just seem like we did find a letter and it was Garrick, but he was a rambling madman and is not warning us about any cabal? Like, just like he said something about death spoke to him and then he was haunted by some sort of animals, but no sort of inciting instructions to start a quest. I think that would be a good addition of the letter.
And
Maybe
none
he was
of the
overtaken
names
by
of the
madness
animals.
midway.
Yes, and none of the names of the animals
Like-
should be the same as the ones in the actual letter, because that I think will help us, or that will.
Yes.
If they find their names in the letter, it may warn them if some of the ones we're about
Such
to
as he was being haunted by the tarantula and not the spider.
If I
maybe
may,
even further than that.
Yes, what-
Centipede.
our concern
Yeah.
is that if we hand this letter over, someone will understand what it means, correct?
And be
We
warned
will-
that we are now on
Yes.
the trail. Yes.
It would be more
So
suspicious.
where I'm coming from is I'm trying to make it seem like we found a letter and we know it's Garrick, but we're just dummy adventurers and we haven't been turned on to any sort of scheme or cabal, and there's no reason to focus on us for anything. That is my intent.
Well, I'm wondering why we haven't destroyed this letter in the first place.
Because it's important for us,
Because
for our own
partially
information.
to prove that it's Garrick so we can get our money. And we already showed it to a guy and they know it exists.
But I understand that, but we need to memorize the information on that letter,
Yes.
and then we burn the traditional letter itself. We have an excuse.
and then we make the
realize
fake
that
one.
and then we realized we brought in a plagued letter into the city, so we burned it.
Yes, that's a good idea. That's a better idea.
So no forging, just we burned it.
Just memorize the letter and burn it.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of showing that we don't know what's going on. I think it makes sense, but we can decide as a team.
Well, then we
I
can
don't
still
want
wrap
them
that
to know
into
that
the
we know
idea
about
that
that.
we. Yeah, we could still wrap that into the idea that we burned the letter. We could say that it was the ramblings of a madman. It talked about animals like centipedes
Exactly, Glimmer.
and
You have the idea. He
brains
was
and things
mad.
like
We
that.
have proof that he was mad. It would be easy enough to
What
tell. Yeah.
I would for that, but personally, I feel as though if you were in some sort of cabal and you wanted this man dead for some reason, and you knew he might write a letter warning about the cabal, and then later people showed up and they were like, yeah, the letter didn't make any sense, but we did read it, you would be suspicious of us. But if we present a letter that doesn't make any sense, I feel like they have no reason to think we would know.
Sure. So we should still forge one. Okay.
Yes.
as I was going to say, I think it would be more suspicious if the letter didn't contain anything that could tip us off. If there was a letter from a madman that made no sense to us, but made sense to whoever this cabal is, that would make a little bit more sense, don't you think?
He escaped somehow.
Yes.
And I think that was mentioned in the letter. We could write that down.
Yes. Vague mentions that wouldn't give us any clues, but to somebody who's reading it, would understand it, but they would still think that we have no idea.
He mentioned something about a bull stare.
Bull stare, yeah. We can include that part.
I would recommend keeping at least that.
Yes. And listen, I think he should be haunted by literal animals, and we don't know what those are.
Yes.
I think that is a good plan. Let's start
And we
writing.
can include the part where he got broken out of prison by mysterious figures. But we have no reason to suspect anything.
Yes, but nothing about daggers or books. Anyway,
Yes.
I think this is solid. So, Gwydion, would you like some help while we work?
I would love some assistance. You can double check. I'll write a rough draft. Again, you know that words aren't quite my forte, but I'm quite good if...
yes, that's why I figured I'd offer, but you seem very confident.
It takes me some extra time, but patience seems to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
So if the stationery arrives, I would like to take out my forgery kit and examine the letter that Ashran has from Garrick and write everything that everybody had suggested about the escape.
Okay.
Not mentioning that it was the spider, but that he had was assisted. And escaped from this individual and sought forgiveness through, what was his name? Bellstore? Bellstare. I keep wanting to say Blastoise.
Yeah.
I think you said it last session.
Yes. And that he, I really, really felt that Garrick put all his heart and soul into wanting redemption at the end of his days. So I'll put that in as well.
Let me have a intelligence check from Ashrin as she's helping you sort of like get the words in the right order and helping you compose it, and then you can make a forging check as well.
Okay, forging using which?
You would use your dexterity.
Okay, dexterity.
Plus your proficiency in forging tools.
Okay, so I do dexterity +2?
Mm-hmm.
Great, so that's just +2.
And Ashrin, did you hear about your roll too?
Yeah, just straight intelligence?
Just straight intelligence.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay. So you can add another bonus +1 to your roll as well.
+1, okay.
Yeah.
Normal roll +3 then. Unnatural 20.
Not bad. So you spend some time, you keep on taking a look at the other letter and the one that you're writing. You rough up and like kind of blemish the piece of paper that you just got because it is like new paper, and make a pretty fairly convincing document that could have been in a madman's, pocket.
All right, excellent.
With all that information that you
Who would like to give this to the Duke tomorrow?
I'll do it.
All right, here you go, Glimmer.
Okay.
And if you guys have anything else, I'm going to take a bottle of wine. I have some letters to write, if that's okay.
Oh, you got the nice lionhead ones. Yeah, okay. I'll take a bottle of not wine, of like something a little harder, and I'll just say like, I'm gonna go for a walk. I want to get familiar with the city.
I will also join you for a walk, as I wish to go back to the Singing Crow's office and make sure that nothing steals our bread and butter.
We can stop by there. It'll be good to have protection also. And who knows, there may be somebody looking to cut our purses now that Sir Gwydion has announced us as rich people arriving in the city, so.
Ashrin and White Scales, anything else for you tonight as well?
I wouldn't mind also heading towards the Singing Crow.
So Ashrin's going to go night walking as well?
Please.
Okay. And White Scales?
Yeah, I think I'll spend the night in this time. I would definitely be a lot deeply uncomfortable with how lavish this is compared to what I'm used to.
Okay. But are you going to go walking with them, or are you just going to stay?
No, I'm going to stay in.
Okay.
If possible, I'd like to talk to Catch, but that can wait.
Okay. Yeah, we can set that up. So we're going to actually take our break right now. We'll be back at 7:50. 36 plus 15 is 50. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Quick maths. So we'll be back at 7:50 with the continuation of our tale. Hope to see you then. Enjoy the break. Welcome back. Last we left our intrepid adventurers. They have managed to make their way into St. Gertrude with the infected head of Garrick Heartkeeper. They've got a meeting with the Duke to get proof that they have gotten the right head. That's worth 60,000 golden wheels. And they've sprung for a nice and fancy suite. There's been some tense discussion about how to proceed with the information that they have gained and how to play the meeting that they're going to tomorrow. When we last left them, Ashrin, Glimmer, and Eidolon had decided to leave their accommodations for the night to go on a walk of the city to see the sights, get a little bit more of a lay for the land. While White Scales, Ketch, and Sir Gwydion remained in the suite. Sir Gwydion is currently hard at work penning some letters, and White Scales is about to talk to Ketch. We join Glimmer, Ashrin, and Eidolon on their walk of the St. Gertrude streets. Glimmer, you said that you were trying to get a lay of the land. What sort of things are you looking for?
I'm just sizing up the city, I guess. I'm trying to find good haunts, places to go, places to hide, places to climb up onto a roof and be moody and get a good view of the city. I'm trying to get, I don't know, just a vibe check, a general vibe check. What is this place like? I've only ever seen the cookie stall and the potion stall and the tower and the headquarters.
Yep. So go ahead and make a investigation check.
Okay.
Roll for vibes, please.
Rolling for vibes. That's
It's a 9.
Yes, sorry, that's 9. I rolled it twice. It's 9.
The city is divided into loose quarters. The main event is the giant plaza in the center where the plinth of the ruined statue stands and where the Duke's Tower overlooks everything else. It's where the fancier restaurants are, and your hotel overlooks this plaza as well. During the nighttime, as it is now, the carts are all shuttered up and people have gone on to wherever they are staying for the night. There is little to no guard presence within the city. What guards you do see are very poorly armored leathers at the most and slightly rusty spears, probably just the strongest farm hands from the fields outside that they could find. rather than anyone with like really good martial skill. The other wards of the city are basically like living arrangements. It's not a terribly huge city. A lot of the buildings are dedicated to storing grain within the walls or being an office of agriculture or things like that. And then there's like some shops and inns and other things to accommodate like traveling caravans.
Is it like middle class, lower class? It seems like it's more like farming class, peasant class.
Yeah, but it's still a city, so it's like still a merchant. It's like middle. The middle class people are all traveling through or accommodating the people that are traveling through.
Okay.
This city is a stop on the way between the mountain pass and Midgate if you're going by land to the rest of the continent.
Okay. Who is St. Gertrude? Can I figure that out by walking around?
Yeah, you already know this. You saw the plinth that said St. Gertrude. That's her feet on the plinth. And when you went into the Duke's Tower the first time to deliver the cylinder to Reginald, you noticed frescoes of a woman, of a saint, negotiating peace and getting between the god of war and a victim of his. From that, you piece together that she was some figure from the old Empire times that was well loved by Aeronath and promoted peace.
Okay. That's all I need.
Ashrin and Eidolon, you said you wanted to head back to the Singing Crow's office and just like keep an eye on the vault. As you're on this like night walk with Glimmer, do you like split off and go to the office, or what does that look like?
I would definitely walk around just a little bit with Glimmer with the dagger in my hand to try and get a pinpoint of where exactly the hottest location is. And then at some point split back to the Singing Crows.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Eidolon.
Okay. So Eidolon, you walk around the city. You're taking like a loop around. Whenever you get close to the Duke's Tower, it gets hotter. Whenever you get farther away, it gets colder. So it's definitely someone who's staying the night in the Duke's Tower. That could be quite a few people.
Mm-hmm.
It is a large building.
I would definitely relay that information to Glimmer or Ashrin, whoever is there with me.
Okay. And then you would peel off partway through the walk to head towards the Singing Crow's office. Do you have any approach particularly to that office?
Well,
or would you just like to be posted outside?
Casually, yes. Not like we're doing anything bad or anything. We just want to check in, make sure everything is fine.
Oh, okay. I don't know if like you were like planning on staying guard outside or if you wanted to talk to Frey again.
I could definitely stand guard outside myself. Ashrin doesn't have to.
Well, I certainly would benefit from a long rest, but I also feel a little bit more secure standing nearby.
You're more than welcome to stay in the Singing Crow's bunks if you wish. I will be posted outside the entire night.
Yes, I think that I would be comfortable doing that.
So Ashrin and Eidolon, you're going to be spending the night at the Singing Crow's office?
Yeah.
Okay. Glimmer, you managed to find like a fire escape sort of stairway up to the second floor of a building that overlooks the plaza. It's a pretty good place to brood.
Yeah, I'll sit there and drink and brood.
Sir Gwydion, you're writing your letters. You can mail them out tomorrow and just let me know who you're sending to and what the letters say.
Yeah, just maybe about 3 letters, 2 of which are using all of the lion head, the figurehead, letterhead rather. One is for inquiring about steeds in St. Gertrude, or we're about to find some that would be worthy of either long distance or combat.
Okay.
And I'll sign that one, Sir Gwydion, formerly of the Singing Crows. A second one will go to a very fashionable tailor in the previous city that I knew.
Okay.
That I
Westward.
need several new sets of clothing. Again, signed Sir Gwydion, formerly of the Singing Crows. And the last letter will be sent to my father, which will be sent to him, informing him of my, I guess, being released from the Singing Crows servitude, and hopefully will be able to have a discussion with him soon. And I will sign that one, Sir Gwyn.
Okay. White Scales, you wanted to talk to Ketch, who has resumed impish form and is currently playing with the fire in the fireplace. Just like sticking his hand in and like tossing coals into the back of the fire. Sir Gwyd, White
Sorry,
Scales.
I was muted. Do each of us have a private room, or is there? I'm just curious more of the layout of the.
Yeah, everyone has a private room.
Sir Gwydion would be in his private room writing these letters.
Yeah, so you've got the common room to yourself right now.
Excellent. Excuse me, Ketch. Could I have a conversation with you in private?
Do we gotta?
I would prefer it.
All right.
Let's go into my room.
Ooh.
And walk in and close the door. And as I'm walking in, I would kind of like survey the area and make sure that none of the make sure the Sir Gwydion's door was like closed, and everything beforehand, and then close the door. And then I would sit down on the bed. I actually wanted to discuss something that you had mentioned very briefly before.
Okay.
You said something about attaining some form of power from the deal, correct?
Yes.
Could you expand the definition of that power?
Well, it depends on what you need. The best way, they say the way to a man's soul is through fulfilling his heart's desire. So what's your heart's desire, White Scales? What can I offer you?
I need to attain greater strength than I currently possess.
Okay. On a noble quest?
I don't know if I would call it noble, but I am on a quest. And I do not necessarily care what happens to me at the end of it.
Okay. I like what I'm hearing. And you just want bigger biceps, or do you want to be able to come back from the dead a few times, or do you want poison teeth? I don't know what you're into.
I guess the first two are more in line with what I would desire.
And you're willing to give over your immortal soul for this?
I believe so. I understand that it's probably a bad idea on my part, but I don't have much else going for me, and I don't really care what happens past this quest.
Well, then do I have a deal for you? Are you willing to sign tonight?
Under the correct conditions, yes.
Okay. Well, see, here's the thing, and he pulls out the contract and starts going over it with you. It's long and exorbitant, and he talks about the powers that he's going to give you and what you're going to do for him in return and forge this pact. Mm-hmm. And he gets about halfway through that demonstration when everyone in the city can hear the sound of a bell ringing really loudly coming from the center of town. Glimmer, you can't see anything coming from the top of the Duke's Tower, but you can hear that the bell is the noise is coming from there, and people are starting to come out of their houses and accumulate around the plaza, especially the few guards that are walking through the streets. How's everyone reacting to this? Everyone can hear the bell. It's the loudest thing in the city.
I'm overlooking the.
You are currently overlooking the plaza. Yes.
Okay, I'll just stay watching. I didn't mentally link with anyone, so I can't talk to anyone.
Okay.
Oh, I will.
Tuck myself out of bed and go out with Eidolon and be like, "What's up?"
Do I know if the Singing Crow's headquarters is within 120 feet from me?
You'd have to like walk down into the plaza a little bit, maybe like halfway across the plaza.
Okay, I'll just wait then.
Is the plaza visible from the Singing Crow's office by any means?
It's like a block away, but you can hear it.
I'd go to Ashran and say I'd much rather stay here. Who knows if this could be a distraction?
Perhaps
But
you should stay, Eidolon, and I should go check it out because I also am concerned about something like that.
yes, I will stay next to this office, making sure there isn't any like back doors or anything. Is there?
There are, but you can like do a pretty good patrol of it. It's not a huge building.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do that while everyone else goes. Do you have sending by any chance?
I don't have any spell slots right now, darling.
Oh, okay. Well, then run to me if you need help.
Sure thing. And yeah, and then I get to pretend to be a local and head on over there and be like, "What's the scoop?"
And Gwydion and White Scales, how are you reacting to this sound?
Do we know what the bells of St. Gertrude ringing mean?
It's not a rhythmic bell sound. So you'd be very surprised if it was like a signal of any sort. It sounds almost like a dog has gotten a hold of like the bell like rope and is jerking it around violently and making a racket, and it's very discordant.
I suppose I'll run to White Scales and start pounding on the door.
Yes, Sir Gwydion, give me just one moment. And I want to just lean into to Catch. I am willing to sell my soul over. I must ask that you keep this conversation between us, and I would prefer it if you didn't offer this the rest of the party anymore. I will sell my soul over to you. And then stand up and open the door.
He licks his lips, and Gwydion, you're greeted to the sight of Catch adjusting his loincloth as
Oh my God.
Exits from the door. What are you two doing?
You get chased.
Yes, Sir Gwydion.
Random bell. Usually that means bad things. I mean, they don't usually ring bells for like incoming armies or anything, right? I mean, that's what they used to do up north, but should we check this out? Should we just chill?
The rest of our party is out, correct?
None of them have come back yet.
That does concern me. Shall we go see if we can find them?
They did say they were going back to the Singing Crows. Should we check there?
Glimmer never said that. I'd rather make sure that he's all right first, but yes.
Right. Well, I'm not subtle by any means, so if you want to go outside with me, I can start screaming in front of Glimmer's name. I'm sure that'll reach his attention at some point.
Yes, that sounds good.
All right, so we'll do that.
So, sorry, what are you doing?
We're going out to look for Glimmer.
Okay. So, Glimmer, you see your friends White Scales and Sir Gwydion exit out of the front door of the hotel, and they're within 120 feet.
Okay.
Catch is currently in the form of a rat in White Scales' cloak.
I'll take out a little copper wire and like speak through it and say, "I see you. I look up on the roof."
Wait.
I'll like wave.
How are you doing this?
What's
It's
going on?
magic.
Okay, that makes sense. There you are. And I want to.
White Scales.
I'll tap on Gwydion's shoulder and kind of point up to where Glimmer is.
Just talking. Oh, Okay.
Glimmer can do something with magic. Head.
Yeah, magic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you see what's happening from up there?
Can I?
You can make a perception check.
We'll do that. 5.
5. You see some movement on the very top of the Duke's Tower. You can't really quite tell what's going on up there, but the only way you can see the movement even is from the light of the 3 moons that are overhanging up ahead, the green, yellow, and red ones, making everything look kind of like orangey. You also see Asherin come out from like a side street a little bit closer to the Duke's Tower.
Is she within 120 feet?
She is now, yeah.
Okay, I'll message her and say, "Hello, it's Glimmer. I'm on the roof. White Scales and Gwydion are in the plaza. You should meet up with them. I'm going to stay up here. I have a good vantage point."
Good to them. I'd like to stay behind at the Singing Crows in case this was also some distraction to catch our prize. And I go.
Okay, so that's seen as you guys are all approaching the courtyard and joining along with the local populace as they look up towards the Duke's Tower with a little bit of terror and fear. And you can start to hear a voice come out over the sound of the bells. It's screaming against the clanging of the bells, so it's impossible to hear. But eventually, the bells stop, and Glimmer, you can see a well-dressed man, very disheveled looking, covered in sweat, approaches the edge of the Duke's Tower, and he's kind of twitching and spasming a little bit, and his chin is covered in black goo.
Mm.
And
he's approaching. He's on the ground floor. He's on the ground of the plaza.
No, he is at the top of the tower, stepping away from like where the bells were.
Okay.
And he.
Do we recognize him?
You've never seen him before. He's well dressed.
Is he making his way to leap off of the tower?
He's on the very edge of the tower right now.
Okay.
He announces really loudly and in a large speaking voice, "Fly, you fools, from the wrath of the Deep One. Sow your fields no longer, sharpen your pitchforks, and storm the castles, storm the ruins, storm the forest. You've been lied to and deceived. The earth used to be flat."
I have no idea what to do. I'm gonna message Asher and say, I don't know. Do you have a way to stop him from hitting the ground too hard?
I don't have any spells, but wasn't that what Garrick was saying about the earth being flat?
I recognize it. Yes.
I don't have any spells. So I'm not quite strong enough to catch him unless you see a mattress store nearby or something else very quick.
I don't.
What did you say, DM?
He jumps off the tower.
Well,
Can I run to try to, catch him?
You can try to make a dexterity check.
All right.
Actually, just go ahead and roll initiative to see if you can act before he does. Everyone can go ahead and roll initiative.
Did I hear that by any chance?
You heard the bells start and then stop and then heard some screaming. You didn't make out any words.
Okay.
oh, hey. I got
That's
a
an
natural
8.
20.
I got a 14.
Hold on, I gotta add everyone's turns.
Okay, I got a 21.
You folks can edit your own turn order, can't you?
Yes.
Okay, so you
Yes.
just go ahead and put it in. This is his turn. Oh, he didn't do very well.
Yeah, this is an extremely tall tower, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 80 feet.
Oh, a map.
Okay, so Ashrin, you get to act first. You see this figure screaming, mad, above the tower, and leap into action just as he's taking a footstep forward with his arms upraised and about to take a plunge off the tower.
And so is he this figure right here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's not a lot I can do. I guess I'll just get closer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to get closer, and I'm going to hold my action to see if I will try to help catch him if someone else is with me. I will not attempt to do it on my own. So if someone else can get over there, I will try to help, and I'd like to hold my action for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else in your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Real quick, Jake, is that catch or?
That is catch.
All right, cool, sweet.
Sir Gwydion, it's your turn. Glimmer, you're on deck. Eidolon, you're in the hull.
No, White Scales has the right idea. Gwydion is not thinking about the sludge coming out of this man's mouth at all and is going to try to get underneath him. And I know physics, that's going to be great. So it's like 65 feet away, I think. So I'll do a double dash.
Okay.
Right about here, I think. And I guess if I action surge, would I be able to ready a catching?
If you action surge, you'd be able to ready a catch action, yes.
I will action surge, ready catch.
Okay. Anything else? Sir Gwydion?
I'm sorry?
Anything else?
No, just that, thank you.
Glimmer, it's your turn.
Jake, you started me off on this little box here. Was that the building that I'm on? Should I put myself back there?
No, I had to move you down to add your turn to the initiative order.
Okay. I'm still on top of a building here, though, right?
Yeah, you're still on top of the building, so it'll take your movement to just like get down off of it and be in the same spot.
Okay. How far away am I from everybody here? Definitely too far. Okay, I will do that then. I'll just rush down the fire escape. And if I dash, I can get 30 feet
Yes.
down, right?
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. Anything else in your turn, Glimmer?
Nope.
Eidolon, it's your turn.
I do not see anything. I could not hear anything. So I am more than sure that this is a distraction, and therefore will ready in action to attack anything that doesn't look like a normal citizen's townfolk or my friends.
Okay. You take a defensive stance, ready to blast anyone that comes close to the office. White Scales, it's your turn.
Yes. Does it look like he's going to fall in this tile or this tile?
It looks like the first one you pinged.
That one?
Bit, yeah, you're
okay.
going to get a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, I'm going to dash over there then.
Okay.
And since I dashed, I don't have a action that I can take. So I will. I'm gonna take a lot of damage from that, aren't I? I could rage.
Good rage.
So I'm going to do that.
Okay. You rage.
Okay. That will end my turn.
And catches just along for the ride. He's currently a rat, per his previous dictate.
Mm-hmm.
He's in your cloak. The figure steps forward off the edge and begins to plummet down the 80 feet along the Duke's Tower as the populace screams in terror. The guards of the city rush forward. I'm not going to put them on the map, but they rush forward to try and get towards you, but you definitely have a jump on them. Oops. Sorry, I got out of roll 20. The creature falls off of the side of the building and heads right on top of Whitescale's head. Sir Gwydion and actually just Sir Gwydion, you can roll an athletics check with help to try and catch him.
So would that be with advantage or?
That's with advantage, yes. Ooh.
Oh no.
17 is the roll.
17. How would you like to try and mitigate his fall?
Oh man, I'm gonna take a nice strong squatting stance and just have my arms out and just shake my head, thinking like this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. Second, as he's plummeting down.
Okay. And then I need a dexterity saving throw from Whitescales.
Yes.
Eee.
That's a 9.
Okay. So you're not going to be able to get out of its way, even if you wanted to.
Yeah.
He plummets to the ground and leaves like a little bit of a crater right on top of you. You take half of 28 damage because you have resistance.
Yep.
And Gwydion, you managed to mitigate his fall a little bit. He is right on top of you. You are currently both prone. And you're looking up at his mouth. He seems like a noble, like a rich guy. He's slobbering all over you with the black goo pouring out of his mouth. And he kind of gets a weird look in his eyes. His neck swells up and he vomits all over
Oh
you.
no.
Oh no.
Dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Both of us?
No, just Whitescales.
Cool.
Your catching helped mitigate the damage to both Whitescales and him.
It's dexterity.
I have a question. Would you consider that time for when we were sitting down for a bit before the bells started ringing, was that enough time for a short rest or no?
It was definitely a short rest.
Okay.
Yep.
So I do have a couple spell slots.
Yeah,
Can I react to try to do something to him when I see him about to vomit, or do you think that's not enough time? Because I was saving my action.
Do you have a reaction thing that you can do?
I don't have a reaction. I would just have to use the action I was saving. So
You used your reaction you were saving to help Gwydion catch him.
yeah, I guess that's a different thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
What's the save that I'm making?
Dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because he's right on top of you.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it would have been an 11.
It just barely misses. So please make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Oh
wait,
no.
Wait. Hold on. Nope, never mind. I don't have Chrono Shift anymore. Sorry.
You take Whitescale 7 points of acid damage. And you look in horror as a little trickle of the black bile kind of dribbles down and enters into your ear hole.
Great.
Cool.
Please write on your character sheet that you've got 1 rank of exposure.
Oh.
Gotcha. I'm also down, by the way.
Okay, you're unconscious. Good thing it was in 2 chunks, so it's not massive damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have to make death saves from here on out, though.
Yes. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
It is Ashrin's turn. You just saw this raving mad Noble leap off the tower, land on your friend White Scales, and vomit all over his face.
I love that. First thing I want to do is actually get really close to this guy, and I want to look at his face if I recognize him. I think you said that I don't, but Ashton would double check. The second thing I'd like to do is... Great. Is he on top of both of them?
He is just on top of White Scales.
Okay. The second thing I'd like to do is cast Suggestion on him. So that's going to be a... Sorry, I forget if it's Wisdom or...
It's Wisdom.
It's Wisdom. Okay.
Yep.
So, yes, do that, please.
Can you remind me if the text of Suggestion has anything about creatures who are resistant to charm?
Yes. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect.
Sorry.
Okay. So I go to this guy and I'm like, you're going to tell us right now everything that you just did in the last couple of minutes and what's happened to you. Does that sound good?
He looks up from the body of White Scales and just gives you a black-mouthed grin. Some of his teeth fell out.
Wig. Cool.
Wait, did he succeed the save?
So that's my end.
He's immune to the save. He's
immune to being charmed.
Oh, great.
Sir Gwydion, it's your turn.
What kind of action would it be? It might be a search action. Do I see any rings on this man's fingers?
Yeah, like one or two.
Would I recognize any of these rings as like the signet ring?
Yeah, give me a free history check, just
for
shits and gigs.
That's actually pretty good.
Yes, you're relatively sure that you see the signet ring of the Sherrington family, and the Sherrington family is the ruling family of this city.
Okay.
Sherrington crest is a rooster on a green field.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to swear furiously and say, no, this is going to be the dumbest thing I've ever done, and attempt to restrain the blathering old nobleman, I guess.
You want to roll a grapple check?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's going to roll contested.
No.
Okay, yeah, so you managed to get your arms in like an arm lock. His arms are writhing around.
Yeah. His face is away from me.
Sure, yeah.
Now, do I still have movement with him?
You do. You can move at half speed, so you can move 15 feet.
Okay, I would like to move him off of White Scale's body and move him maybe like, 20, not 20, like 10 feet back.
Move yourself where you're going, and then I'll move him there.
I'll go over here.
Okay. So you pull him off of White Scales, who's now still covered in bile, and he's kind of twitching around madly in your arms. Glimmer, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Idle on your own deck.
Over there. I think that should put me in range. Yes. So 20-foot radius. Yeah. I'm gonna, as I'm walking, I'll like speak to the crowd and say, "Somebody help the big guy on the ground," hoping that somebody's gonna heal White Scales. With my singular second level spell slot left, I'll like move a couple orbs in my hand, make it into one big one, and throw Calm Emotions to hit him. It's gonna hit. It's a 20-foot radius, so it's gonna hit unconscious White Scales and Ashrin as well. Ashrin, you can choose to fail the save.
What does it do?
So I can suppress any effect causing you to be charmed or frightened. Alternatively, I can make a target indifferent about creatures of my choice that it's hostile towards. So if you'll allow me, Jake, I guess I'll try to split it in that I'll suppress any charms or frightened effects on Ashrin, and I'll make this guy indifferent towards anybody that he's hostile towards. I'm trying to split so that Ashrin doesn't get any negative effects in this.
I think it's got to be all or nothing.
I can just
It
choose
does
to
say-
fail whatever you're doing to him. That's fine.
Yeah, it does say
Just
a
target?
target. It does say I can make a target indifferent, so I don't know, but I'll go with your rolling.
Okay.
It's a charisma save. It's a charisma save versus 14.
Is there any text about being immune to charm?
No.
Okay.
It is not. I don't think it counts as a charm.
Oops. 5. That's a failure.
Great. So he is calm, indifferent, probably a little less fighting against Sir Gwydion's hold. Same
Mhm.
with you, Ashrin.
Yeah,
I can
there's
concentrate. I can concentrate on this for up to a minute.
Okay. So you bought a minute. You can see he stops fighting against Sir Gwydion and just kind of like slumps down. His head rolls around and his eyes are bobbing and weaving as well. Eidolon, it's your turn.
What do I perceive?
There is no sense of anything coming to attack, but you can see other people are leaving their houses and heading towards the plaza.
How far would I have to walk out just to see the plaza?
It'd probably take a full 60 feet of movement, so an action dash.
Yeah, I'll dash. I'll dash out to the target because I feel like this is a greater. People are coming out, and it's a pretty big distraction. This is pretty elaborate for something that is as simple as stealing something from the vault. So yeah, I'm gonna dash out and try and perceive what I can.
Yeah, so you can get to where you are currently on the map, and you see white scales on the ground covered in goo. You see Glimmer muttering some things under his breath, and
I've got like one of the orbs in my hand, concentrating on it, just sort
Yep.
of like spinning it around.
Fushigi.
Gwydion is
Yeah,
currently
yeah.
wrestling with a crazed noble.
Well, he's not crazed anymore.
He crazed. He just not violent.
All right. At seeing this, I feel like I don't think they're gonna try and steal anything from the vault. If they are, props to them. That's all I can. Well, no, there's nothing I can do with a bonus action, so I'm good.
Okay, white scales, make your death saving throw, please.
Mm-hmm. That's a fail.
Oh, that's
Oh,
2
boy.
fails.
Two
Oh
fails.
no. Oh god.
There we go. All right, that's 2 fails.
You ready, Jason?
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
This is your punishment for trying to sell your soul to a silly imp.
Okay. It's the creature's turn. The crazed noble. He doesn't get to make the saving throw again unless he gets hit, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So he just kind of like babbles uselessly, repeating some of the same words that he was shouting from the top of the tower just moments earlier. You can see Gwydion that his legs are almost completely shattered. It's hard to imagine how he's even managing to like move and like exist right now, much less having survived that fall.
Madness. It's all madness.
The guards that are currently accumulated inside the plaza are going to start shouting conflicting orders at Gwydion. Some of them are calling for him to just cut his head off to get rid of the plague creature. Others are demanding that they restrain him while they get the Sons of Heliodor. But none of them seem very keen on approaching themselves. Ashrin, it's your turn.
Cool. Can I get what have I been affected by the calm emotions?
Did you roll your wisdom saving throw?
It's charisma.
No, I did not hear
Roll
that.
your charisma saving throw.
And so what would it do to me if I chose to fail?
It would just make you not hostile towards anything that you were hostile towards. So I don't know if you would consider yourself hostile towards the noble, but That's all it would be.
You wouldn't be able to like attack the noble or.
Well, that's a 23. It's a nat
Doesn't
20 on
matter.
your charisma
Yeah,
save,
so
you're
you're
good.
fine. You're
I
not
kinda want to-
Tom.
Good, because I look down at White Scales and how much black goo is on our boy.
He's
Like
got
a
some
lot of
acid
slime?
burns around his like neck area, and
Okay.
like his head is in like a halo of bile puddle.
Oh, okay. So Ashton is gonna see this at her feet and be like, put her scarf over her mouth again and kind of get down squatting on there and just using like an elbow to try to like get the muck away and try to like clean up the wounds and just do a medicine check anyway. Struggling though.
You're gonna roll a
I would love to
stabilization check.
stabilize him.
Okay, roll a medicine
Yeah.
check. Looking for a 12.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool. I tried.
yeah.
That's it.
Sir Gwydion, it's your turn. You're currently grappling a squirmy noble, and people from the crowd are shouting conflicting orders at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can
Is
I very quickly just say that I would like to yell, "He's dying! Can someone help? He's dying!"
Fuck.
Save our boy.
Is there a door anywhere in the vicinity of the tower that this person just jumped off?
Yeah, the door is like right in front of White Scales.
Is it open?
It's currently closed.
Okay. Do I have 15? Let's see. I'm gonna drag this guy to that door and I'm gonna kick it open if I can.
Yep, make an athletics check.
Okay.
Like where this is going.
We had 2 healing potions. We
13.
used one. Eidolon, you have the other one, right?
I do, and I
Oh,
have a
great.
question for Jake as soon as
I don't have
this
to know.
gets to my turn.
You bring your foot up against the door of the thing, and it's very heavily locked. 13 doesn't do it, but you can hear some of the mechanism beginning to splinter.
All right. Then I'll yell back. Let me in! I have the Sherrington.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay, Glimmer, it's your turn.
Okay. I want to ask before I propose this, if you would allow this. Can I run over to White Scales and ready my action to catch the healing potion from Eidolon and put it in his mouth? Or catch it, or grab it from him with a mage hand, if that's safer. Because a mage hand has a pretty significant range, I think.
You'd have to use an action to cast Mage Hand, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it goes out and I can use it right away, I think.
Yeah, you can only get to 30 feet. I don't know if you can see my line. You can only get 30 feet there.
Okay.
So you would still be a good 10 feet away from White Scales.
So yeah, well, so the mage hand is another 30 feet. So if Eidolon used his action to throw it, I could catch it with the mage hand and move it over to White Scales with my action. Would you allow that?
Sure. I'm gonna have you. You're gonna have to use your reaction, and you'll have to roll a spellcasting ability check.
To catch it?
Yep.
Okay.
Provided Eidolon's even throwing it, though.
That's what I actually had a question. Because I know it varies depending on DM, but sometimes you have to feed the magic potion to someone, or you can simply pour it over them. I don't know how your ruling is.
It would be an action either way.
Yeah. Because I was thinking of throwing the bottle on him, smashing him, and then smashing on him, and hopefully it pouring on him. That's what
Would that work?
No, you need to be next to him and administer it, actually.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll project the mage hand out and say to Eidolon, "The potion!" And I'll make a catching motion with the.
I feel like that's definitely signal enough for me to attempt to throw. to the mage hand at least.
Oh my
Okay.
god. I didn't. It's episode 4, Jake. Why are you doing this to us?
I didn't tell
dice-
you to run underneath.
Jake didn't
the
roll the nat one.
screaming
Yeah.
Madman falling 80 feet to the forest floor.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling a d20 plus my spellcasting mod, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just increased this by 1. That's a 22.
Easy. Eidolon's throw veers a little bit to the right. You snag it and whirl it around. You don't. I don't think I would be able to give you enough time because you don't have like a reaction to feed it to them. But you do have the potion, and it's next to you now.
Oh, so okay.
So we have to wait one more round.
Yeah, I mean, you can't use an action as a reaction. You already had to use your action for the mage hand.
I'm so sorry, Jason.
I knew the risk.
50, baby.
Eidolon, anything else? Or sorry, Glimmer, anything else? Or Eidolon?
It's not my turn anymore.
I'm dashing at least.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh wait, okay. Actually, this is important. Jake.
Yeah.
50.
When we leveled up, did I get any? I had no sorcery points. Do I get
You
any
get
back?
1. Yeah.
I get 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not. Oh. Okay, I don't have enough points to quicken it then.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a puzzle.
Unless. Hold on.
I knew I should have taken rally.
Watch me get another fucking nat 1. Fate will decide this one, I think.
Yeah, I hate the 50-50 chance here.
It's a 50-50.
I didn't get any spell slots back. I got just the spell slots that I gained, right?
Yes. You didn't take
And
it.
I don't have it.
Yay.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Woo!
Okay. All right.
We're not out of the zone.
No, we aren't.
No. All right.
Is Mage Hand concentration?
No.
Okay, great. It is the Duke's turn, as it were, to Gwydion's yells and calls. You are greeted with the sight of Reginald Esquis opening up the door
Original ass keys.
Yep. Opening up the door of the tower and welcoming you in. He immediately begins to take leadership and call out orders to the populace behind, and it's a very calm and direct sort of leadership that the populace immediately begins to respond to. So he calls to get the Sons of Heliodor to the tower at once. He calls for some guards to get some chains to bind the Duke, and to someone to find some healers for the downed warrior. And then they all split off and go about their ways. So we can get out of initiative now, since there's nothing that's going to be threatening Glimmer's concentration, and you can easily
slam the potion into my hand with Mage Hand, uncork it, and then I'm like diving towards White Scales and slam dunking it into his mouth.
Windmill slam, heal that boy.
I'll like hold it over his mouth and be like, come on.
While we still have everyone important in our midst, can I use an action to call forth the dagger behind my back and check to see how hot it is?
It is white hot.
The wig.
So this This guy is the Duke, the man who's gone crazy.
The man who's gone crazy is the Duke. The steward just came down and started performing leadership.
Cool. While we're saving our boy, do I see the goo that got in his ear canal?
Yes, it's pretty easy to tell. Even though he is a dragonborn, he's got a little spidery sort of black tendril that's just under the base of his skin. It in a few scales have fallen off right around his ear hole.
I would like to do my best to try to wipe it away in case any of the Sons of Heliodor check.
They probably will. With your previous medicine check, you could probably take out some gauze and make an impromptu head wrap to cover it up.
Can I do prestidigitation to just make those scales green instead of black?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, he just got an ear infection. Don't worry about it.
You're white. Don't worry, I'll put some nail polish over your ear infection and you're fine.
The Reginald ushers you in to the Duke's Tower. Some stewards are kind of milling around absentmindedly, and he coordinates with Gwydion and some guards to get the Duke in chains.
And as we kind of move around, does the dagger have a hint on whether it's the Duke or Reginald? Or is it just hot?
You can try to move around the place and get a good read of it. Give me a how would you try to avoid being detected if it's Reginald?
I would just kind of I would shuffle about around kind of confused. I definitely have one hand behind my back and kind of the other in a guard stance, trying to move around, look like I can be helpful, and trying to figure out what needs to be done while also trying to get a general sense of who the dagger is hottest to. If it's hot, my two targets are currently Reginald and the Duke.
Mm-hmm. Roll a deception check, please, just as a baseline.
All right, sure. That is going to be...
What are other people doing during this time?
Oh, God.
Is White Skills
Roll 20 hates me.
Live?
That's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
White Skills, you heal. Sorry.
4
plus 2.
Just for fun.
Well, you want to take mine? Because I rolled better.
I thought that I had to roll it.
I mean, I gave you the potion, so I assume I do.
Yeah, Glimmer rolled first.
Okay.
Is the Duke, he's subdued? Is he still conscious?
He's catatonic and muttering under his breath.
Okay.
I
I would like to nail down, not in front of him, still behind him, and whisper into his ear, is it Bastalor? I can't pronounce his name.
Oh,
Blastoise.
Blastoise. Bolstare. Right?
I'm gonna look at your dossier.
Balstor?
Bolstare.
Ballstore?
Bowl. I got a bowl of soup.
I wrote it down.
Stare. I'm staring at the soup.
Bolstare.
Bolstare.
Bolstare, the god of soup.
Bolstare.
Did Bolstare tell you the earth was flat, Duke Sherrington? Nothing.
He hums as if he's trying to tune something out, and just mutters more of that same nonsense under his breath. It's pretty apocalyptic stuff. Reginald will turn to Eidolon and say, please quit your pacing. Have a seat over there. Let's get this mess sorted out and we can get you back into your rooms for the night.
And as I'm going to make sure the dagger disappears before he sees it. And,
okay.
Yep.
He looks at you with a knowing look, but doesn't bring anything else up. You do get the sense after your pacing that it is indicating him.
Okay. Okay.
Can I grab Sir Gwydion's like wrist or something very quickly and try to whisper and say, "So you left the letter in the hotel room."
Say that. Did you say that I left the letter?
Yes. Tell them that you don't have the letter on you if you do.
Well, this wasn't our time that we were gonna meet, right? This is the night.
Sir Reginald.
I'm just putting it out there. And then I follow the Duke.
Sir Reginald,
I'm sorry.
it seems the Duke that we were supposed to meet with tomorrow was under the weather. I can see this is the case now. This is going to be a problem for us.
Yes, I believe I was the one who arranged your meeting for proof of head for a head you claim to be Garrick Heartkeeper. That's very hard to believe.
Well, he looked like the picture that we had in our little notebook, but...
Yes, I do quite look forward to seeing exactly what this fellow looks like.
Yes, we have, unfortunately not with us, but we have both his head and his letter that we were hoping the Duke would be able to certify it. Would you be more than happy to?
He holds a hand up and says, you mercenaries are quite something. Even as you're clutching the body of a mad duke, you're more worried about your payday.
Oh, well, it's not just
Do not worry about it. I will be conducting the meeting tomorrow in his stead. Just bring the head at the appointed time, and I'll write out your piece of paper. Should everything check out and go according to my design, as it were?
I'll ask him, are you going to be conducting all of the Duke's business in his stead now?
Yes, I am the chief steward, so I knew his duties best, and it is in our charter that until the young Sherrington finishes his studies at Tarek and becomes a man, that I will take over all the duties of the city.
Oh, that is good to know.
Can I scrutinize his mannerisms in this aspect, trying to see if he's annoyed at us for asking about money, or if maybe he's annoyed that we stopped this guy from dying by partially breaking the blow?
You can roll an insight check.
May I also do that?
May I also?
Yes, you may all roll insight checks. Why not? Yeah, friggin' dog pilers.
Mine are not good. Oh wait.
You don't know his modifier. He is a expert liar.
Yeah.
It is extremely hard to gain anything from him. Eidolon, you think you see just the faintest bit of a crack there. And the only crack that you see is that he is extremely confident. Even though that he might be putting on a face of fear in response to the happenings of tonight, he is very self-assured and conducting himself in an almost psychotically calm way.
Interesting.
I only mention this, and I do take insult that you will call me a merc when I am of noble lineage as well.
My apologies, Sir
Gwydion,
of course. No disrespect.
The Duke here appears to have quite some similarities with Garrick.
How so?
Well, the ooze and madness slipping from his lips, for one.
Yes, they both were afflicted by the plague. That's a very good observation, Gwydion.
I suggest that we check back in on the head. As far as I'm aware, where else could the plague have come from?
That's a very good question, Sir Reginald. I wonder what could have happened to do this to the Duke. It's very troubling.
Oh, it could have been all manner of things. Some contaminated wine, or caught as he was out hunting foxes, or something.
Hold on. You have people at every gate checking people for the plague. How could something have gotten in?
Eidolon kind of coughs.
Accidents happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah, I do
possibly-
suppose that something like that could happen.
He just points to the Duke. It seems like it has. So I guess our course of action right now is to go into a little bit of a lockdown, see the extent of the spread and make sure that it's no longer in the tower, and go from there. Make sure everyone is safe and happy in this lovely city of ours.
Yes, that seems like a very wise decision. And I know you think us, money grubbers, but we did save the Duke's life, so we would love to hear how he's doing next time we meet.
Oh, of course, and I will be sure to keep you in the loop. There are very many important things that we need to discuss tomorrow. I look very much forward to our meeting. As for the Duke, if you want to check up on him in person, it is likely he'll be sent to the House of Serenity in the mountains to the east, just south of Helm. It's where they tend to take them until we can find a cure, of course.
Yes.
It's so very good that St. Gertrude has you here to handle things then.
Public service is a burden that I take with great responsibility and sobriety. Thank you for your condolences. I look forward to our meeting soon. I have got some very important work to do tonight, so unless there's anything else.
No, we should be on our way.
No, we'll let you get to that. I'm sure it's quite a lot.
It is. Thank you.
Responsibility.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the rest of your names.
Oh, you didn't read them when we signed the contract?
They just had a. Well, no, I gave you the contract, and then they signed it at the.
Oh,
office.
I thought it was drafted.
It's so easy for you people to get your timelines messed up. Anyway, your name?
Who is he
sir,
addressing?
I'm Ash. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Ashrin.
I'll go first. I'll be like, I'm Ashrin Christhorn. Yes, unfortunately stuck with the crows right now, but pleasure to meet you.
He extends a hand towards you and says, well, I hope that what we talk about tomorrow helps you get out of that situation. Then moves to White Scales.
Oh, I'm awake? I thought that I was still unconscious.
You got fed a healing potion, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm really out of it then, and just kind of staring at the ground, kind of glossy-eyed. I don't.
I'll say I'm like preparing to help him to his feet, so I'll say he's indisposed right now. I'm Glimmer. I'll let him tell you his name tomorrow morning.
Very well. Glimmer, I must thank you in particular for casting that spell to save our good Duke's life. I think
whatever. Thank you.
To do the unthinkable.
I'm like ignoring him and helping White Scales to his feet.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah, good. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna get sad now.
He gives a nod towards Eidolon and extends his hand.
Designation I-D070N.
A magical machine. Quite interesting. Certainly a colorful bunch. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
As we will see you tomorrow as well.
He bids you adieu as you head back into the darkness of St. Gertrude. And that's where we'll end off for the night. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to Tales from the Shattered Lands. Just to remind you, we do have our ongoing Eberron campaign tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think that there might still be some seats available. You might be able to nab one if you hurry. We'll help you create a character. Everything is starting off at level 3. We've got all this information on source books that you can use and a bunch of people willing to help you out. We also run sessions on Tuesday and Thursday. We send out sign-ups at 5 p.m. the day before. So there's plenty of time to spend this weekend to get ready for Tuesday's session as well. But until that time, we'll see you on Wednesday at 6 p.m. for this meeting with this character, Reginald, and this goopy head.
Reginald ass kiss.
And we are also streaming on other days. I believe it's Monday and Thursdays. One of our other game masters, Tyler, is streaming Magic the Gathering drafts and Constructed and other fun things. He always puts on fun music and has insightful things to say about Magic cards. So if that's your jam, join him at 3 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays on this same Twitch channel. Until that time, thank you very much. You've been awesome. Stay healthy, stay dicey. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.